All right. Well, we're 12 after the hour, so let's get the meeting going. Welcome everybody, Worldwide Woodturners. Got a bunch of new faces in here tonight. Throw your name in the chat. Let us know that you're new, and we wouldn't mind hearing from you. Get a brief introduction from you. So if you throw your name in the chat, we'll come to you and allow you to introduce yourself. Um, We're going to do a little bit of gallery. We have a demo scheduled for tonight, although I'm still waiting for my demonstrator to confer back to me. I can see that he's in here. So we're still good, Todd? Okay, all right, very good. You must not be getting my messages in. All good. Anyhow, so let's go ahead and get started with a little bit of gallery. Matt, take us away.
All right.
I
Well, I'm
replied to your
first
message.
tonight. So I jumped into the laser pecker thing this week. So I've been putting my logo on all sorts of unfinished things that I've had sitting around. So it does a really nice job on the fine
Oh,
detail.
nice.
Is that laser
So,
pecker one?
Yeah, this is the one, the laser pecker one. This is box
Okay.
elder.
Yeah, just like the one Dane has.
Yeah, just
Yep.
like the one I have.
I
It's
didn't
never
say
taken
that.
out of the box.
So
I didn't say
and last fall I did a demo on live edge ornament, and it started off like this, and then I started carving it. So I did some carving,
Oh,
and
wow.
wow.
today I did some painting, and I'm having a lot of fun with this. So there's wood burning and dot painting and airbrushing and all kinds of things on it, and chameleon paint on the finials. So
Cool.
Yeah. Huh. That's really
Looks like you did a little
really
bit of
smooth.
centrifugal on that top of that tooth.
yeah, there's some wood burning on there. That's wood burn.
Oh, it's wood burning.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
It
Yeah.
looked like black centrifugal paint.
It looks a little bit like it, but it was an edge of a wood burning tool just drawn out from
Yeah.
center out
Right.
radially.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's cool,
Gotcha.
Matt.
Nice
so
job,
this is a
Matt.
lot of
Nice
fun,
job.
and I really like how this came out. And
Instead
I
of the
dry
Eye of
brushed a little
Sauron,
bit.
it's the Eye of Santa.
That's right. And I dry brushed a little bit of white on the top here to change the color a little bit. So
Mhm.
Break
it's,
it up.
That's
yeah,
cool.
and I'm real happy with how it turned out. So I've had a lot of fun this week. Yes.
Good. Is there a distributor yet for the chameleon paints in the US, or are they still coming out of, well, I think they come
Well,
out of Australia and UK.
You can buy them from Emma in Scotland.
Mhm.
Emma Cook.
Emma Cook,
I
yeah.
also found some chameleon. This is dust. Okay, so you treat it like foil. I used the
Right.
sizing, the metal foil sizing.
Right.
So you paint the sizing on. You wait 15-20 minutes till it gets tacky, and then you brush the dust on. So I'm a little sparkly because that dust gets everywhere. But,
Is it dust or is it more like tiny glitter?
yeah, it's dust. It's mica dust, and it's a lot like tiny glitter. So but it behaves like foil. It's like,
Yeah.
Goes
I
everywhere.
tried not to
Okay.
breathe while I was putting it on.
Wow. Okay.
It's
So
still-
they don't
it's
have
still
a
a little-
distributor yet.
Does the walnut
Walnut-
log not?
Walnut log.
Walnut log's got all that stuff from
Oh,
Emma.
do they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Jeff Hornung's site, Walnut
Right.
Log.
Yeah.
You can get
Yeah, Jeff would have
chameleon.
that.
You can get chameleon dust and flakes on Amazon. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
Chinese or whatever, but you go on Amazon and search on Amazon if you don't want to buy it from Jeff at Walnut Log.
No, I like Jeff. He's fine.
Yep.
And I like Emma a lot too. I think she's a kick. She's fun to watch and got a
She
good
is.
personality. Yeah, she's a fun gal.
I need a translator for her lives, but
I know.
yeah.
I know. But again, that your shipping cost is so expensive from Scotland.
Yeah, a lot of those
And
folks are
okay.
looking for distributors, and I think that they've got arrangements. Like if Jeff Hornung is carrying it, he's got an arrangement with Emma. So I'd look there.
Oh yeah,
So-
I will. I will. Thank you.
Yep. So next up is Dave. Hey, Dave, what you got?
Well, I was sort of playing around with a hollow form.
Oh wow. Nice.
It's about between 3/8 and 1/4 inch thick all around. And remember that
Right,
gadget I built a few weeks ago? I showed that for taking off the tenon. I can't find it.
Oh,
It's in my shop somewhere where I know where it'll be, so I can use it when I need it, but I can't
Yep.
find it.
I hate when I do that.
Yeah, well, I have a little 3-year-old helper that goes over there, and he gets into everything, so it's probably underneath a bench or something somewhere. But that's it for this week. This is maple and walnut.
Nice.
Very, very
Yeah.
nice.
This is
Dave.
good.
Thank you.
All
I
right,
think
Keeps me
that's a
busy.
little more than just playing around with a holoform, Dave.
Well,
It looks great. Love it.
I appreciate that thought. Thank you.
Take her away, Pat.
Okay, I've been experimenting a little bit with finishes this week, and all of these blanks came from the same board. And this one
Wow.
is shellac sanding sealer with pure tongue, not pure tongue oil finish.
very nice.
And you
Nice.
can see the color on that.
Right. So you started with your sanding sealer and then moved to the shellac?
No, the
No.
sanding sealer is shellac.
Shellac, okay, got it.
Yeah. Then this one is lacquer based sanding sealer, and it's a
Mhm.
little bit darker.
Huh,
Yeah.
wow.
And on this one, I kind of dry brushed this embellishment a little bit with gold, but on the camera, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
Let's see it a little bit. Very nice.
The third one, this was done with boiled linseed oil as the
Huh,
sealer.
Sanding sealer.
yeah.
And
Wow.
it's night and day between the color. It's a whole lot darker than this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Oils typically will amber the wood a little bit, which makes it darker.
But I just wanted to see the difference in the colors of it.
Right.
So did you decide on a
Yep.
preference, Patrick? It's okay if you hadn't. I'm just curious.
I really like the lacquer based sanding sealer best,
Me too. Me too.
but depending on if you want to darken the wood, use boiled linseed oil.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I would imagine it has a lot to do with the different woods also.
Well, like I said, these all came from the same
Yeah,
piece
yeah.
of wood.
Mhm.
I mean, they were cut off one right after the other, so it was all the same color wood.
Right.
No, I'm
Wow.
just saying the different ways to finish it, and you like the lacquer better,
Yeah. The blue really makes it a richer color,
right?
a robust
Right.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it deeper, richer color, and the shellac is the lightest. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
it's pretty much almost a natural color.
Wow. It's pretty. It's really
Yeah.
pretty.
I'm assuming you're using super blonde shellac.
Yes, I mean it's Zinsser bullseye,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
Oh.
just clear.
right. That's the one I like too. Yeah. Now, are
Very
you
cool
using a
too.
brush or a cloth?
A cloth.
A cloth, me too.
Yeah.
Okay. I like shiny.
Yeah. I like shiny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are all really pretty.
Yeah, they're really sweet.
Really,
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
sure.
this one
Actually,
has
they'll look like crap. Send them to me.
but this one only has 2 coats of the tongue oil finish,
Wow.
and this one I had to put like 6 on it to get it to shine.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I really like the gold airbrushing you did on that, Patrick. That's really sharp. when I can see
Thank
it
you.
in the light. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real faint, but in
If you tilt
person,
it, if you move it straight up, you can see it in the camera. Tilt it toward the camera. There you go.
like that.
Right there.
Yep,
Yeah.
there it is.
yeah,
There it is. Yep.
Yeah, you can see it now.
12 to 3.
That's
You
great.
can see it.
Yeah.
That's
They're
great.
right,
That's
right in
great.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
4 to 5.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
a very nice effect. Very nice.
Yeah. Wow.
No
Like-
one's looking at your turning though. Your turning is
I like
out of this world.
I like that piece.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what we'll
All
be
right.
doing at Level Up in September.
Now that's
already got
carved
cedar
on the
cut
edges,
for it?
right?
It's the Sorby texturing tool.
Mm-hmm. And then the scallops along the edges. That's
Whole
That's
saw.
that's
Well,
done with a hole saw
whole
and a
saw.
drill press.
okay. Well, I figured a
And
whole saw. Yeah. Okay.
I'll be demoing that too.
Wow. Cool.
I've
Yeah.
got a jig made to do these. It makes it a lot easier instead of trying to freehand it.
Mm-hmm.
You set it down on the jig, and it's got two pieces that come around each side to hold it,
Locks it in.
and you just lock it in. And then I got two clamps that hold it on top, and then you loosen it up, spin it, line your marks up on this side, and hole saw the other side,
Punch it out.
and
Cool.
spin it. And I marked 24 lines on the index and on my lathe,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and they line up perfect for 12
Wow.
scallops.
Wow.
Very
That's
cool.
sweet.
That's pretty cool.
And
Yeah.
if you sign up,
Nice.
and if you sign up for Patrick's class, you can learn how to do that on the
Yep.
19th. On the 19th.
Yep.
Be there or be square.
That's right.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
Very
That's
nice work.
good.
Thank you.
Next up is Joaquin, who's got a safety tip and something else for us.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do the safety first because it's important. I could have been hurt very, very badly. I'm wearing a Band-Aid.
Mm.
I was distracted. I was moving too fast. I took my bowl gouge over, put it in my Wolverine jig. I didn't tighten it down as much as I thought I had. That was the first mistake. Second mistake was I was standing to the left side of my wheel, reaching over rather than standing in front of my wheel to sharpen my gouge. Soon as I touched the gouge to the wheel, it slid back in the Wolverine jig, grabbed my finger, which then
Ooh.
got pinned between the wheel and the gouge. So I got a slice right here, and then the wheel took the skin off of the back of my finger. And if I hadn't realized what was happening and just pushed my hand through, it would have taken my finger off.
Wow.
So I really, really dodged a bullet. So first of all, make sure if you're using that Wolverine sharpening jig,
Mhm.
that is tight, that is locked on. Over tighten it. And yeah, this is a fingernail grind. Absolutely, Jim. That's a fingernail grind. 100%. Second, do not try to sharpen from the side. Get in
Right.
front of your grinder. That was probably dumber than not making sure that was tight enough, because if I was standing directly in front of it, my finger never would have been in a position to get pinned.
Right.
And third is just be aware. Like every tool we pick up in the shop, when we're turning, anything you're doing, every tool that you pick up in the shop can hurt you, and some of
Yes.
them can kill you.
Yeah.
And when you're not paying attention to the fact that it just takes a split second for something stupid like that to happen, I can't tell you how I managed to realize what was going on and just push through. But if I hadn't just pushed it through, I would have lost this. I would have lost the end of this finger from about here up. It would have just been gone. It would have just popped right. It trapped it, and it would have just shoved it right through that blade. Be careful, guys. Be
Yeah,
careful.
you got lucky.
that-
You got lucky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really, really got lucky. That was a very close call. Now, being as I was just beginning to turn, I turned around to the Parfex 3408, gooped it up, wrapped it in painter's tape, and kept turning.
Oh
There
my
you go.
gosh.
Atta boy. Atta
Hey, I
boy.
didn't cut my finger off, so I might as well. So I was making the last two of these,
Oh, wow.
and that
two.
happened.
Oh,
Nice.
swell. Those are
And
pretty.
I invested in a very inexpensive wood burner two blade pyrography pen, and so my texture is just playing with the pyrography pen to get the texture in the tops of my
Cool.
my acorns, and
Wow.
that was a lot of fun. This one's my favorite. I backfilled it with gold embellishing wax and then
Oh,
sanded
what
it
fun.
again. And that
That's
actually turned
great.
out really cool. I really like
Yeah.
how that turned.
Are those threaded on and are the acorns hollow?
Oh no, these are all threaded. They're all hollow. These are all little boxes.
Cool.
Yeah.
I had
these
a
are all-
feeling.
Yeah, these are all little
Just
boxes.
had a feeling.
There's video on my YouTube channel. So yeah, these are all little boxes. Speaking of boxes, I just lost a lanyard. Oh, I just blew out one of my little screw eyes. I have to go back out there and glue that in.
Hmm.
Here's another lidded box, threaded.
There you
That's
go.
a piece of mesquite with an Osage orange insert. And I'm actually lucky that it lined up.
Cool.
Because I wasn't thinking, and I glued the insert in before I cut the male threads, and I should have cut the male threads, screwed it on, and then glued it together. So I lucked out.
So I guess when you're gonna finish it would be inappropriate.
I sprayed it with a couple of coats of spray can lacquer to just seal up the bark, and that's 3408 on the top and bottom. And
There you go.
playing with my new pyrography pen. So this is what I turned this morning.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's
That's
really
What is
pretty.
that?
That's really nice.
Piece of spalted maple,
Yeah.
and it's drilled, but it's not drilled all the way through because it's actually a hideaway.
Oh, look, now he's getting fancy.
So this could be used as a pet urn or
That's
stash
awesome.
box. Now
Cool idea too.
it's not my idea. Steve, now I'm forgetting his last name. Turner from South Carolina makes pet urns this way, where it looks like a vase, but it's actually a hollow form with a
Threaded insert.
with a threaded insert. Now, one thing I'm torn about, I did make this insert in such a way that I can put this back on my talon jaws, on my number one step jaws. I can hold it again. And the reason I'm thinking about that, I may or may not do this. I may just leave it as it stands. But the reason I'm thinking about that is this is all golden mean. So this is the midline. That's the 1.6. That's the 1. I did the same thing with the width here, but I used this as 1 and this is 1.6. And I'm just not 100% certain if I like how wide that is.
I like
Yeah.
it.
I like it.
Good to
me. It works.
What
Yeah.
don't you
Looks
like?
good.
Yeah.
What don't you like?
I think it's a little wide.
No, it
No,
really
it's
isn't.
not.
Oh,
I don't
it's
think
Gordon.
so.
Leave it alone. Yeah, don't touch
Yeah, I
it.
wanted your guys' opinion because I can change it,
No.
but
No.
No, don't.
okay.
No, it's
So Billy,
Just send it here and I'll take a look at it.
Okay, I'll put that in the mail.
Yeah.
so Billy, what
So-
about or Joaquin, what about a design change instead of it going convex towards the bowl? Maybe have it go concave towards the bowl. I don't know. I'm just suggesting you can make another one.
maybe put a
Yeah.
OG in it.
Yeah.
More of a cove or an OG. But yeah, as
That
far as
or-
the
or-
width,
or-
I think
Well,
or a
so the
step
reason
I think the
and an
width is-
OG.
I think the width is perfect. I think what's
Yep.
throwing you off is the is
The
the,
shape?
is the convexity of it.
Okay. I
Yeah.
might,
Maybe
I
just-
might
maybe
stick
just
it back
make it
on the
a-
lathe and cut a little OG. That might be
I-
what brings it back.
Make
Maybe
a new one and see how it looks. So you can
Yeah.
go back if you want.
Yeah.
And I also, you might consider, if you're going to play Golden Mean games with it, maybe consider making it a little smaller because it's a little thick for the, look at your widest part of your
shorter?
base. No, this way, diameter wise.
Okay.
Look at
Yeah.
look at your widest part of the vase up top, and then
Yeah.
look at the with there. So it's
Yeah,
not,
and that's
it's a
I
it's a
measured
little,
it here, and I probably should have looked at it here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd make it a little less diameter and maybe cove it, or maybe put a step and then a cove in it or something like that. Just add some features or something. But that's just a suggestion,
No, that's a good
I would
idea.
say-
That's probably what I'll do is stick another piece of blackwood on the lathe and make a second foot. That's a good
Yep,
idea,
yep.
actually.
And then make a
That's
decision.
what I would do.
Yeah, compare the
Then
two.
make a decision.
Yeah.
Joaquin, if you make it too much narrower, then it won't be stable. It won't sit
True,
on the
yeah,
table
I mean, and
stable.
that is stable. It's also, I did actually hollow it, so it'll hold about 3 cups worth of volume. I did actually hollow it pretty thoroughly, but there's I only drilled it's only hollow up to here, right at the apex of the Golden Mean, and then I drilled only 1 3/4 inches, which gets us to about here. So it's heavy right in this band right here. So, yeah.
So yeah, if you make the bottom too narrow, it won't be stable sitting on a table.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, that's very attractive.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and that's a good size.
You know, that's very attractive. I mean, I could just make a clean plug because it's recessed a tiny bit. So I could just do a clean plug with the slot in it rather than a foot. I think that would look just as good.
Yes, it will.
So we'll look forward to
this
seeing
piece
what you
of-
come up with.
Got options.
This piece of maple though is actually really stunning. That it's a crotch. There's the bark inclusion, and there's the pith, and then the pith of the branch coming out is in this mess somewhere. So
Wow.
it's really just stunning piece of wood. I got that from Mark,
Yeah.
and yeah, just a absolute. And there's even some spaghetti burl in here. Where did I notice that? There's a swirly, there's a swirly section of spaghetti burl right through here.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
It's just crazy. This is just a wild
Got a lot
piece of
going
wood.
on. Got a lot going on.
Yeah, really, really. And you know what? The more I think about it, my solution might be flush insert and just let that
Yep.
piece of maple talk for itself.
Yeah.
I like
I
the
think
shape as it
that's-
is.
I think that's probably what my solution is going to be. The foot works, but I think it works better without.
I agree.
So make another lid tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well,
guys.
thanks, JJ.
Just watch your fingers.
Yeah, I'll
Next up is
listen. I learned my lesson at the sharpening wheel. Let me tell
Yeah.
you, I really
Mm.
that was a serious reality check.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I wasn't sitting down. I'd still be pulling cushion out of my cheeks.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
next
Ugh.
up is Al.
Everyone, I hope everyone's good. Some beautiful work already. My goodness. Here's something that I did a while back, but again, once a week I've been doing different finishing. And this one here is I think 5 coats of lacquer. It's hollow. I went from the bottom. This here is a piece I added. Like I said, this is something that I made and I showed a while back. And I dyed it, black first, then green, and then yellow and stuff like that.
Right.
And like I said, I'm just, every one of my pieces once a week, you're going to see something that I made before, and I'm trying to refinish them and sand.
There you go, Al. Looks
Yeah.
good.
My feature piece. I'm not going to show it anymore because what Matt just showed, but I've been playing around. I've been playing around with the carving, some dyeing, some wood burning.
Mm-hmm. Piercing.
I looked for my wood burning outfit, a little thing here. I've been looking for 3 days. I started looking for it Friday. I found it Sunday. And here it was, I was looking for the top of it, which was clear. And here it was sitting on the shelf upside down. It was 2 feet away from me all this time. I spent 3 days looking for it. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm getting a kick out of it. I'm gonna be doing it more and more.
Yeah.
And we'll just go from there. You
Yeah.
know, after a while, you don't even think about a pattern. You just like, you're starting to go at it, So
Mhm.
at least that's the way it was
Yep.
with me. Anyway.
Yep, you
So
get in
anyway.
the groove and you're just doing it. Yep, I got it.
Yeah. So that was one of the things I never did it before, is because, well, how's he going to figure that out? How do you do that? Now, like I was going to ask you when you just showed your piece, Matt, those grooves that you went in there, they look like that. What, they're about 3/8 wide. With the
I wasn't. Let me add me in so we can see. I wasn't
Yeah.
measuring.
No,
I was
I'm saying it looks like about. So
Yeah, I just started on one side and I used a fairly aggressive burr and I just started digging in, and then the burr is a little bit, it's not quite this wide. So when I broke through, that's when I widened and stopped, and when I moved to the next bed. So the size of these was solely built on how big the burr was.
but the size of your piece, the thickness. Now you know what, about 1/4 of an inch, aren't you?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I had trouble. This is believe me, this is almost paper thin. And
Yeah, well, I use when I get a chance, it's down in the shop, but I'm using a really aggressive carving burr to do most of the work on this.
mhm.
So just it's really aggressive. It digs in very quickly. You got to be very careful you don't want to push too hard. It'll squirrel right around on you. It's very aggressive. So
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. Somebody that hasn't done it before. It's fun. Anyway, everybody have a good night. Everybody be good.
Thank you, Alan. Nice work.
You guys be
good. And you too. Next up is Roger. Hey, Roger.
Hello, everybody. Okay, this is a pecan. I have never turned pecan before. The guy called me yesterday and says, come get some. So this is the first bowl. It only has walnut oil on it right now for a finish.
Nice.
But then I wanted to try some color on it.
Oh, cool.
That is nice.
Yeah. That's a pretty red. What dye are you using?
This is red.
Red? Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's lighter in color than I thought it would be.
It's lighter than color than the pecan I've got down here.
Yeah.
Turns like butter though, doesn't it, Roger? How you like turning it? Turns like butter.
It cuts nice. It turned. It's not real hard. He said the tree was cut in October. So
it hadn't had time to get real hard yet.
Last week. What's that?
Hadn't had time to get real hard yet.
Yeah. So I got some bigger pieces, and I want to try the small stuff first to see how it does.
Yeah. It's a nice red. The red came out. I like it. Nice and deep.
My wife doesn't like it, but a few other people do like it. This is the bowl I showed last week. that I put some, it's got one coat of lacquer on it right now. But it's moved about a half inch out of round.
Oh, wow.
So
Was that honey
But it's
locust,
still-
Roger?
I have tons of this too.
Is that honey locust, Roger?
Yeah, it's honey locust.
Cool. Pretty wood. Nice piece.
Okay, that's it for me.
All right. Thank you very much, Roger. Next up is Neil. Hey, Neil.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good
Um,
night.
Good.
I've done a couple pens.
Nice.
Oh,
The
very
blank
nice.
is from the
Oh.
blank is from Wood Heap Joe. He sent it to me, and I wanted to get it turned and get it on there and see what it looked like.
It
Which
looks
turned out pretty
great.
good.
Yeah. That's a
And then
pretty
I-
cool pen blank.
Yes, he did a real good job with it.
Yeah.
Then he sent me a black ebony also,
Hmm.
and he said I'd be cussing him the whole time while I'm turning it because of the scratches. Well, I can see the grain, but I don't see any scratches on it.
No.
So I did a couple other pens, and then I did was turning one night, and I run out of things to turn, so I grabbed this piece of maple, spalted maple, and I cut it in two, and I made two bowls. And
Pretty.
Yeah. Wow.
the pith is right there. And then the bottom, all the bark it come flying off. So that's the second one. This was the first one. It's just, I mean, you lined the sides up and everything. It's got the same exact.
Cool.
Yeah.
and
That
the
black
greens
pine
are-
spalt is awesome.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet.
That's a good looking piece
Yeah.
of wood.
It is. Wow.
Well done,
Nice.
Neil.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all I have.
Very, very cool. Nice job. Nice work.
Thank you.
Next up is Billy. Hey, Billy.
Everybody
Hey, Billy.
been playing in the shop. Got this little box out of spalted Texas persimmon. A little bit of a different style and shape than I usually make. Engraved in the bottom, and no, it wasn't with a woodpecker, but only because I don't have one.
You mean a laser pecker?
I mean
right?
laser pecker. That's what I meant. A laser pecker. Exactly. The lid came out of the same piece.
Nice,
It
Andy.
was a little bit wormy. So I filled it with some last year I bought some fine chameleon. I wouldn't call it dust. I'd call it tiny flakes. It looks more like glitter, but it's smaller, a lot smaller. It's not really. I wouldn't call it dust, but I mixed it in with some epoxy and filled that up. You can just see a little bit of the green and gold hints in it,
Oh, yeah.
and so it's hollowed out. Got a recess for the lid. Shaped the lid out of the remaining piece that was left over, and I decided I had some stuff to fill there, and I decided to do a little something. So I was playing with my texturing tool, and that's about or my spiraling tool. Anyway, that's about the best I've been able to get out of it. And I filled it with some white embellishing wax, Martin Sheen's white embellishing wax. Anyway, the finish is a couple of liberal coats of water-based sanding sealer, followed by a nice coat of Howard feeding wax, then buffed up. Just give it kind of a natural sheen. Anyway, I did something else this week that I didn't bring in here to show. I'll do that later. But I made it for my granddaughter. It's I did it on my laser. It's a baby Highland cow. And I made it for
Cool.
her, and she's supposed to be here in a minute. Not for me to give it to her. She can't see it yet. It's for her graduation. So I was gonna show it, but it's back in the bedroom because I figured she'd be here by now. But
Yeah, well, if she
I've-
goes on YouTube, she can see it.
she doesn't go on YouTube, thankfully. But yeah, it's you've seen it on my YouTube channel. So if you've been to my YouTube channel.
Yep, it's very nice. Looks fun.
Thank you.
One of the cool things about Level Up and texturing is Patrick is going to be showing you hands-on how to do texturing with the Sorbian Crown tools on the
Yep.
first day of the event. So there's something to look forward to for those that are coming and signed up. And if you haven't, you need to sign up.
It looks like, and this is weird, on the camera, it looks like there's no texture. Come on, Billy. It looks like there's no texture right there because you can't see the white in it.
Yeah.
You see that what looks like a blank spot? When I look at it like this, there is no blank spot.
Interesting.
Crazy.
Weird. Yeah.
Have
Anyway.
another drink. That'll help.
That's maybe I need to start that. That's what I got.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Billy.
you, Billy. Next up is Mark Soleil. Hey, Mark.
Mark.
Hello. Can everybody hear me?
Yes,
sir.
Yes.
Okay, let me turn my camera around. Okay. Here's what I did this week. I did
I'm glad I went
some more
before
of
Mark.
my miniature. I did some more miniature gallery pieces. That one's
Beautiful.
maple burr. That's a little box elder. That's a little. I think that's a mahogany. There's a little maple piece. There's a maple piece. And that's a black and white ebony piece and another box elder piece. And I did another tea light candle. But that's my little gallery pieces for the week.
Wow. Those are great, Mark.
Yes, very
They're all
nice.
finished. They're all finished in Parfix 3408 too, I bet.
That's correct. And then on the finials and the bases, there's no finish whatsoever. We just put that EEE Ultra Shine on it because you don't ever want to put the Parfix on that because it's sort of a waxy or oily based woods, and they don't do well on it.
Those are great, Mark.
But it's fun. I had I don't know, maybe we can do a close up on this. I don't know. I had one break. And so I made a short finial on that one.
Nice.
Yeah, this iPhone really can't give you the real close detail that I can do. But anyway, I'm having fun and I'm still recovering from my last little TIA.
Excellent.
That's it for me.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mark.
What?
Somebody's got an open mic. Hey, Nikki, you're next, but we can't go to you because your camera's not on. Can you turn your camera on? There we go. There, Nikki.
Sorry, I'm
Got you
stuffing
eating.
my face right now.
It's all right. Half the people on here are doing that.
I don't know if I showed this last week because I don't know if I was here last week, but
You were and you did.
I did. I showed this one.
Yep,
Yes.
it's okay. You can show it again. It's beautiful.
And then did I show my pen as well?
Yes.
I did show this. I'm old news then. But
That's
I said I'm old news then, but I can show you guys what I'm doing on Tim's bowl.
Sure.
Isn't Tim part of the Worldwide Woodturners?
It depends on which.
What's
his
last name?
Tim
McCoy.
McCoy.
He
McCoy.
is, but he's not been here in a while.
Right, he hasn't been here in a while, but
Oh wow,
Ooh, ah.
Nice.
that's beautiful.
My goodness.
yeah. So I toasted I scorched the rim here. I toasted it inside. The center is not scorched or toasted at all. And then on the outside, he did put his logo in, but I just toasted it to bring the grain of the cherry out a little bit.
Right. How did
That's
you
pretty.
do that? How do you do that? Your picture there. How's that done?
Okay. So what I do is, and this is very difficult to do because even though it looks flat, this is on concave surface. Okay. So I have to print something out big enough for this bowl because it's a 16-inch diameter bowl. So 12 by 12 fits perfectly with having like a 3 or 4 inch gap between the edges and the actual center. Okay.
Right.
And then I have to cut the picture. When I lay the image in here at 12 by 12, I have to cut it in certain aspects, in certain different directions in order to get it to, when I actually transfer it onto this bowl, it lays flat and lays a perfect image. But I can't
Right.
explain to you right here how I do it because that would take a demo. And I think I'm scheduled for a demo on June 24th.
So
Yes, you are.
that is something that you had on paper, and it's like a tattoo. And
Well, no. It's no. It's not like a tattoo. I wish it was. It'd be so much easier. But no. I will take a picture of the image. I will print it out as a picture, and then I will lay it on top of a piece of carbon paper or transfer paper, graphite paper, onto the bowl. Tape it on. Transfer it on by tracing the image by hand onto this. So technically, when I've done this image, I've technically done it 3 times.
right.
So, and then it
Right.
comes the shading and all that stuff, and then the toasting in. I actually toasted this bowl before I even burned it because I wanted to get a good frame for
Right.
what's going to be in the center.
That's beautiful.
That's
Thank you.
beautiful.
Great.
That is. That's just
Great,
beautiful.
great job, Nikki.
That's
So, anybody who wants in on the 50-50, send me some stuff.
I'm working on it.
Great work. Thank
Right
you,
on.
Nikki.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you.
really pretty. Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
Next up is Chris. Hey, Chris, you there? Chris Nealon.
Oh, here.
All
Okay.
right.
He was napping.
I was napping. Well, trying some pyrography. So we
Looks
got a piece
good.
of maple that had absolutely no grain and no flavor to it. So we decided to paint it and burn some bricks and things on that. That's all we have.
Great job.
First time
That's
using
all-
a sled.
The bricks were done freehand. You laid out each one and
Sort of freehand. I used a sled.
Did you burn it or paint it first?
I burnt it first and then sprayed it, and the paint bled right. The burn bled right through.
Good. That's what I'm saying. Just don't burn it after you paint it, please. Okay.
Oh no. That would smell.
It would be more than that. It'd be, if you're not wearing the proper mask, it would be detrimental to your health.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
I have no
Chris,
windows here for vents, so yeah.
Chris, the photo looks a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Seeing it in your hands, I'm like, wow.
I won't say it. Billy, say it for me.
We'll pass.
We're adults here.
We all got the idea.
No, it's
Well,
still very pretty though, very pretty.
We don't
Very
want
nice
YouTube
job,
to
Chris.
drown.
Thank you. It's actually a
We don't
gift
want
for
YouTube
someone who
drowning.
lost their husband.
Very cool. Thank you, Chris. Okay, Dane, that's all we've got on the
All
list for
right.
tonight so far. So it's up to you.
All right, very good. All right, cool. Well, we don't have a safety briefing tonight. Sue will be in later tonight, but she's not
We
here
had
for
one.
safety. So we kind of already had one with JJ with grinder safety. So key takeaway from that is slow down, pay attention to what you're doing, and don't be in a rush with anything that we're doing out here in the shop, because moving equipment, static sharp knives and blades, it can be a real bad story for us, and we don't want to have to portray that the following week, for an accident happens. So definitely want to stay safe. So with that, earlier I put in some links for our patches and our club stickers that we have going on. $7.50 for the patches, sold worldwide, shipped worldwide for $7.50. $1.75 $1.75 for stickers here in the U.S., $2.75 elsewhere in the world. So we got plenty. We got 2,500 stickers to unload between now and level up. So I'd like to make a new order and bring them up to level up, so we got some fresh ones. But if not, we'll bring a roll of them up with us. Level up registration's ongoing. Classes are filling up. We've been hanging Patrick here tonight because he's such an extraordinaire with the texturing tools. So he's going to be doing a special texturing class, hands-on, for the people that want to sign up. And then, of course, you've seen his scallop bowls that he's making. He's got cedar just like that, what he showed tonight, that he's going to have prepped and ready to go for everybody to be able to turn and texture on them and make something real pretty. And we got another project, patination of wood. I know David Marks is kind of known for it, but I know Brent is doing a class on how to patinate wood. So I'm going to bring Brent up, and he's going to talk about what he's going to be doing on his project up there. So Brent, take us away and tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing.
Hey everybody, how you doing? So we're a little unsure whether anybody really understood what the patination and everything was going to be like. So we just got a few things to show here and discuss the plans for the class and such. So I'll show a few projects I've done here for. This is a little urn that I did a long time ago. This whole top has copper leaf on it with a patination on it and such. So this is something very David Marks-ish and such, but that's
okay.
That's copper leaf with the sulfurated potash treatment on that one and such. So another piece I've got here. This piece is copper. This is copper leaf with a line of silver running through it. We did this with, this is also sulfurated potash. Sulfurated potash is kind of the go-to one. It's a jack of all trades on a lot of stuff, but it was laid the copper on here, then, or actually laid the silver on here with a mask and then the copper later and such, a very random pattern, and then used a cheesecloth, just regular cheesecloth to lay on top of the thing, and then apply the chemical through that to give the texture. This is a cheesecloth texture on that, but achieved by the cheesecloth kind of stuff. So we'll be kind of discuss some of that. Here's another little piece. This one has copper all around the rim here. This is like a 3-step process on the middle here. First thing I did was painted this black, put on a metal, I'm not sure, it might have been silver on this one, and then heavily treated it with a chemical. I don't remember exactly which one. That one might have been cupric nitrate and such, and then sealed all that, and then put another layer of imitation gold leaf on this such. So another piece. This is kind of an ugly piece. It was a lot of experiment, but I'm learning on it and such. This is imitation silver, which is just aluminum. But aluminum being non-reactive, you can't really patentate it. So this is an experiment with alcohol dyes or alcohol inks on aluminum leaf, and I think it's got a lot of potential and such. I haven't done a whole lot with them yet, but this kind of experiment and such. So we'll be working with a variety of metals at Level Up. We'll be doing copper, just regular copper leaf. And then we got, this is our imitation gold. This is what most people, almost virtually everybody that say they're doing gold leaf on these projects is using imitation gold. It's actually called, it's oftentimes called Dutch metal. It's a mix of, I believe, copper and zinc, I think, and such, more or less brass. Here's the imitation silver, which is just aluminum leaf and such. We'll have that. We can also, I'll have these on site, but we won't be using them just because this is the real silver here. So we'll have that. So you can always tell if you got the real metal versus the imitation metal by the size of the leaf and such. So this is real gold leaf. It's very, very rare that you'll want to use real gold leaf. It's extremely difficult to work with, not to mention it's very, very expensive. But there's very limited. There are some instances where you want to use that and such, but we'll go over when you want to use what metals and such. We will discuss various adhesives or sizes and such. We'll be talking about the oil-based sizes. We will actually in our hands-on stuff be using water-based sizes, but that's only because of time constraints. You never want to use a water-based size if you're patinating, but you'll want to use the oil-based if you're doing a patination and such. But we're going to do our work at Level Up with water-based. Let's see. Chemicals we'll be working with. I just have a few of them here. We'll have some sodium sulfide, some ammonium chloride. We'll work with some cupric nitrate, and there's the sulfate of potash. And then we'll go over mixing them and how to handle the chemicals and such, and disadvantages to them. What we're doing largely, this patination process, is an adaptation from jewelry makers. Jewelry makers do this patination a lot. And we've got this here book that's got just hundreds and hundreds of just different samples of things you can do with different chemicals and different metals and such. We don't have the advantage that the jewelry makers do because we're working with very, very thin metal. They use heat a lot in their stuff, and put a torch to it and bake it and stuff like that. We can't really do that very easily with wooden projects, but there's a lot of cold surface projects we can do. We will be talking about various resists. I have this project here, and unfortunately it didn't work really, really well. I used this stencil to apply two different metals on here. This has got I believe it's the imitation gold on the background with copper on the foreground, and then a silver little moonshot there is what it was supposed to be inside. But the chemicals didn't create the contrast that I hoped with, but we'll go through the process of using a stencil with metal leaf and patination. We'll also look at various types of resists you can use, like There's just a meshy bag you get at the grocery store. Great little product for it. Tissue paper. I collect stuff out of packing materials and things that get shipped to us and such. Things like this packing material, such work great for different was this. So very, very handy. Let's see what we'll be doing at Level Up. Actually, on hands-on, we will be working on just little boards like this. This is just I make these up with different metals and different chemicals and keep notes on them. But we're working on boards like this, flat boards, and you can do anything you want, unless, of course, you have some particular project you want to do this with. Well, if you got ideas you want to play around with at Level Up, we'll do it. Then lastly, we'll talk about finishing and such, which really isn't a whole lot different than the regular finishing that we do elsewhere. So I think that's a pretty quick summation of what we're going to be talking about. Is there any questions?
No,
Sounds interesting.
it's a fascinating topic. I know I'm hoping that I'm going to have time to be able to sit in and learn some on that.
If there's a spot date, I'd like to have my name on that. I didn't know this was happening up there.
Yep, we'll get you added as a registrant then, Al.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, man. Hey, thanks, Brett. That's cool.
Yeah, and if anybody has a hard time fitting in the classes in such, just talk to me when we get there. We'll do stuff one-on-one if need be. We'll get you done if you want it and such somewhere or another. So.
Right. Very good. Thanks for that explanation, Brent. It's a lot of info. It's a totally different type of embellishing that the majority of us don't do. So it's something new to add to our repertoire, and I know in the past I've tried to remember who the Turner was out west here that did that, and it finally dawned on me the other day when we were texting back and forth about doing this tonight that David Marks is the one that I was thinking that did stuff like this. So
David's
cool.
David's the master. He is.
Yeah.
Look up David Marks's stuff. It's on the internet, and
right.
His work is phenomenal.
It really is.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's going to be very insightful for, hopefully a bunch of people will sign up for your class, because if not, they're going to be missing out. So looks like Al's going to be the second or third one to be on the books there for you. So outstanding.
We'll get them hooked up. So.
Right on. All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Bye.
All right, so with that, it's 10 after the hour. We talked a little bit about Level Up, talked about our promos. Let's see, do you guys want to have a demo, or do you guys want to go and do more gallery? Don't speak at once. Gallery.
Can I
or
vote
demo?
for gallery?
Demo. Yeah. I'm gonna go
to work.
Well,
I'm gonna go demo.
Well, all right, I'm going to go demo too, so Todd is going to invite us. Todd is inviting us into his shop tonight. He's going to do something really interesting and super cool. I just know it. Actually, I do know it because he already told me what it was. So nod your head up and down, not side to side. So
Okay.
yeah.
You guys hear me okay?
Yep. So Todd, I'm gonna mute it. I'm gonna go through my normal repertoire here, so entertainment purposes here, but we're gonna learn a lot of information here from what Todd's gonna show us. I'm gonna mute everybody. If Todd wants to sequester questions from the gallery here, he will let us know. Otherwise, put your questions in the chat, and I will ask them at inopportune times when he's not busy concentrating. Otherwise, if Todd says free will, be polite, don't step on each other when somebody is talking, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to mute everybody now. You'll have to unmute yourself, Todd.
All right.
And I got you. Take us away.
All righty. So, Billy earlier, you pulled Mark Soleil up, and Billy popped in real quick and said, luckily I got in right before him. I got to demo after him and about 10 other people, so I'm feeling it here. So I have a couple of new pieces I hadn't shown yet, and I was going to show a couple of those and what I liked and didn't like about them. And I don't know if this is a good camera for that, or if I think this is the better camera. Okay, so this is a little piece of ash that I made, and the whole purpose behind this was sort of becoming familiar with some colors, because I got a new embellishing wax that's blue, and I wanted to see how taking a green and putting a blue embellishing wax over it would utilize those color similarities and whatnot in a piece of ash. Got to tell you, the only thing I'm happy about on it is maybe the laser engraving, but it's a nice little bowl, and it has colors that go well, but it was okay. This bowl here, that was a piece of ash. This is a piece of maple, and this piece of maple had some pretty good figure in it. And then I thought when I got it, but when I turned it, that figure was really dull in it. And so I didn't treat it the same way I normally would. And on the outside, you can like barely see any place where the figure was coming through, even though I had done what you see people do a lot, which is one of the things with figured wood, and you see it on even guitars, they'll put a black on everywhere and then sand the black off, and the black stays in the figure. So when you put your color over the top of it, you get a really a deep look to it. And this bowl wasn't doing that, and so I put a black foot on it and sort of a faded black rim, and the rest of it is just two of the Hampshire sheen dyes, the ruby and the flame, that were just sort of blended together. And because I had put that black on there first, the piece came out pretty dark. And although there's figure here, you can't really see it well. Now, but I'm really happy with the shape of the bowl and the way the foot turned out. And by the way, I'm not opposed to I'm not opposed to questions and stuff and comments and whatever, because I'm used to being yelled at all the time. I'm married.
No worries.
I mean, I love my wife. So it's important when you start to put color on to understand how the wood's going to react to that color. And I have an example of that that's pretty important here. Here's a piece that had a lot of figure in it. And I did this piece like 5 years ago. I put the black on, I sanded the black off. You can really see where the black stayed in the figure, and when I colored it, the tiger stripes look of it and everything just turned out wonderful. But you also see where there's not figure and you get to the end grain, that black really gets sucked into the end grain, and when you put your color on it, the colors are dull every place where there wasn't nice figure. But this is one of my favorite bowls that I've done, and I sort of try to recreate it over the years, and it's really difficult to get a bowl that works with the figure like that does, and the way that chatoyance comes out in the bowl. Now, an example of the same color with a bowl that had almost no figure in it, and I didn't put black on it, would be this little potpourri bowl right here. And this bowl, I did not put black on it ahead of time. I only put the coloring in it, and there was only a small little piece of it that had any figure in it. But you can see here one of the huge differences. This red is the same as that red. But you can see how much more brilliant the red stayed when there was no black to interfere with it coming from underneath the bowl. So that's what we're sort of going to work with. I have a piece of figured maple here, and it looks like there's going to be decent figure in it. So when we get the outside of it turned, we're going to decide whether or not we try to put some black on it and sand that off, or if we just go with colors and look at how to blend those colors around and whatever. And the shape I want is, I want to do a bowl that is curved on the top, because when it's sitting on a table and you're looking at it from a distance, you see that color better than a bowl that has more of a traditional rim on it that you colored, and you don't get to see the beauty of your work like you do the other one, even though I'm holding these at the same angle. So I really like to curve the top of my bowls when I do color. And so that's what we're going to do today. And I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way. Oh, here was another example of a bowl that that I did about a week and a half ago as a sort of a practice for this demo. And you can see that it had a pretty good figure in it, and I used the black, but the end grain soaked in the black so much it goes almost colorless, even though that was stained red. It just really, the way the grain acts really changes the way that that dye or stain goes into the wood. Okay, so I have my, I use a Forstner bit, and I drill a hole in there. I think it's like an 1 3/16 or something. I need like 1 1/8 to go over these jaws, but Nova jaws are slightly bigger and they need like the 3/16. So this is 1 1/8. So I'm gonna throw it on here. And you'll see that it's a little bigger than I would learn. If I went with the 1 1/8, that would just almost disappear. It would be closed, but it's pretty close. I have a dust filter running. I don't think you guys can hear it, but I'm going to run this dust collector that you see right here as things move. I'm going to use this is a 1/2 inch Robert Sorby, my little handle on it. It's not very long handle. And is this view okay right now? I can switch to a tailstock only view, or I can switch to a, wow, that's backwards actually. Oh, it won't matter. Huh.
No, that's fine. Either one works.
I can sort of overlay them. Maybe I'll overlay right now.
Tailstock would probably be good right now, since that's where you're working.
So yeah, I'm going to stay with this one for a minute. We'll see how it works. When I put this shield down, can you still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, let me get this tailstock up. See if I can set my height here decent. Give this thing a spin. I guess I'll turn my lathe on. That might help me. I thought maybe I wouldn't make it tonight. My dad fell a week ago Monday getting out of the shower. I put him in the hospital. He's been in the hospital till today. And today I moved him into a skilled nursing facility. So it's been quite a week. I'm going to run at about 1,000 RPM. Feel free to interject anytime you want. This is going to be my bottom. This is going to be my top over here. I'm going to take a couple little pull cuts. Try to flatten that out a little bit. Turn my dust collector on. Hopefully you'll still be able to hear me.
Yeah, you're fine.
And I think there's probably 19 or 20 people on this call I've met in person at SWAT. And we have a great time at SWAT. I can't imagine how much a better time it's going to be at Level Up.
Yeah, I hear you, brother.
Just trying to get this thing around. It's close enough now. I didn't care for that little inclusion in the end there, so my plan was to get rid of it. And I'm sort of going to come around the side a little bit. And then I'm going to stop and establish my foot.
You got muted by accident, Todd. Looks like. There we go.
Wonder how that happened.
Oh, one of the co-hosts.
Weren't me.
I think I said
No,
I'm.
I did it. But I'm going to blame the co-host.
I think I'm turning at 1,015 RPM, and that's going to be about the outside of my foot, and I'm going to put a mortise on the inside of it to hold this thing when I turn it around. And I'm sort of just going to. I want my foot to be bigger than that. And yeah, that's pretty good. I'm working towards a foot that's bigger like this instead of a smaller one. So that's going to be my goal. Maybe just a little bit bigger. And I'm not worried about getting it leveled out right now because I'm going to shape that foot in a minute. So I was just sort of roughing it in. Let me see if I can try to get my shape a little closer. I tend to pull out the scraper when it comes time to like finesse the shape. And I'm wanting my the biggest part of my bowl, I want it to be about 2/3 or something, sort of the golden rule size there, but I don't have any golden rule calipers. So and I'm getting really close to the shape I want. And it's a miracle. There's very little tear out in this thing. But I'm going to address some of that right now. And I'm going to try to finesse my shape the way I want with this scraper. And something I didn't do earlier that I like to do is I like to even out that rim. And I can tell I'm flattening out a little bit there, so I want to just bring that around a little more. That Tomislav, if you watch him on YouTube, he talks about with that scraper how people use too much pressure. And I'm one of those people. So if you use light pressure and you get the nice little curlies, you're probably going to have less tear out.
Well, that means you're cutting, huh?
And I think those curlies, for the most part, are pretty good. I don't know. There's a lot of tear out there. Let me try this other scraper. Maybe it's got a little better edge. Let me address this foot real quick.
Hey Todd, what angle do you got your scrapers ground at? That's one of the questions. Hey Todd. Oh,
I
there we go.
unplugged myself.
Oh, no worries. So we got a question about what angle you got your scrapers ground at.
Yeah. So I have my scrapers ground at that angle.
Yep, good answer. Angle it works.
I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it did match. It matched like the 45 degree or something on these angle gouges. So I think it's around 45 when it matches up there. I'm not sure. I'll show it to you sideways. Let's see. Maybe you get an idea of the angle of it there.
Yeah, it's somewhere around 45.
It's the angle
Somewhere
that
between 40 and 50. Somewhere between there.
this is a Doug Thompson tool. It's the angle that he grounded at, which matched almost exactly the angle of the Carter & Son tool that I bought. So that's how I made this this little tool here.
Right.
And I have the Tarmac system, and so that thing I put the platform on there, and then with this on the platform and this against the 8-inch wheel, that creates my angle. The wheel here and the platform. Takes about a second to set it up every time, and I get it exactly the same every time.
Right.
With my gouges, with that Tarmac system, I have the grinder here. This is the tool, and I have it set at 2. It's at a 2, and then I use the depth as the 75, and the distance from the wheel is this hole in my grinder, not that one. And then when I do my spindle gouges, I use the exact same setup, except I go there and it makes about a 5 degree difference. So they're, according to this thing, they're at 40 and 45. And I'm going to use this. This is a 3/8 inch gouge from Doug Thompson. And it's sharpened at the angle and the way that that Martin Saban Smith sharpened it for me about 4 years ago. I used his tool to do my setup, and then I've used that ever since. I'm wanting a little curve in there, so I'm trying to pivot this thing. It is 100% exactly what I don't want, but I'm going to leave it. Let me see what my tear out looked like from a second ago. Yeah, almost all the tear out's gone from that second scraper. I'm not happy with this at all. Let me move this tailstock. Otherwise I can't get to the end. Okay, that's a shape I can live with, but I can't live with that foot. Okay, I'm happier with that. Okay, let me see if I can sand this up real quick. I have one of these for each grid I use, so I just pull this out and put the next grid on it. That way I'm not switching grids all the time. I gotta stand up. Sort of tired today. I have this desire to sit down.
Take your time, Todd. You got plenty of it.
Luckily with this 80 grit, I can finesse my curve a little bit. Trying to get through all this, get to the fun part where we throw color at it.
Gotta have a nice surface before you put that color on it.
So one lesson I've learned, and I'm a little slow learner, if you have tool marks, sanding swirls, or tear out, and you put color on it, it's like a magnifying glass. I have a little bit right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a little bit right there. Probably the same at this other end of it too. Let me, 30 more seconds right there and I think it'll be gone. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Let me put some 120 up to it. Let's see what it looks like. That signals that I'm done with the 120.
Signals to 120 was done with few.
Yeah, that I usually get the same message there, Todd.
So if I go from the 120, I'm up at 180 now. After this, or maybe I'll go from the 180 to 220 because 220 gives me a standard place to stop. I'm going to look at this blank and I'm going to decide if I put black on it. If I put black on it, I'm going to stop sanding right then and add the black to it, and then I will sand from like 220 up to 400 before I move forward. So let me do that a little bit here. I did luck out, and the dust extractor didn't suck that piece of sandpaper up, so I was able to recover that. And another thing I try to do, I don't know if you guys can, my lathe doesn't sit on a stand, it sits on a table. And then it's about an inch and a quarter off of the table, and I can slide a little piece of wood in here that becomes a work area for me. And it also grabs a whole lot of shavings that I'm able to just get into the trash can instead of hitting the floor. I have a laser engraver, and I like to use it. So when I'm going to do a mortise, this one is sized for my chuck, and I will mark that spot. And that's going to become a rough try at where my mortise goes. I'm not going to worry about exactly where it goes, because after I put stain on here, and then I put sanding sealer on here, and then I put some gloss lacquer on here, that thing's going to be dirty. I'm going to clean it up, and at that point in time, I'll make it a little bit bigger, make sure it's straight, and then ready to be turned around. But right now, I'm going to use this Easy Wood tool placed on center. And give me a rough size. Later, after I've finished this bowl, put lacquer on it, put it in my cold jaws, and I'm ready to address finishing this and maybe using the laser pecker or whatnot, I'll probably reduce the height of this a little bit to get the height of my mortise more in line with the outline from the bowl. But if I do that right now, I'll overshoot it. Next thing I know, I'll have to be worrying about going through the end of it when I flip this thing around. I have decent figure for a little ways right here, and for a little ways on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Hampshire Sheen colors here. Once again, I've got a laser engraver, so I made my little carrier with the laser engraver. And I'm going to find in this mess somewhere the black, and I'm going to shake it up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a light coat of black in stripes there. I'm not going to put the black where there's not good figure. So later, when I sand it out, we'll be able to keep the figure without having to worry about removing a bunch of black. And at one point, I was using brushes to do this. Some kind of brush. But the black was going on so deep because I was getting too much stain on, I couldn't sand it off later. So one of the things I've tried to teach myself, and I'm about halfway successful with it, is don't put the dye on so deep that you can't sand off what you want to sand off and keep what you want to keep. I'm going to glove up here. I like to use these paper towels, and I take about 1.5 inches or something, and then I fold it up into a little pad, and then I try to surgically put that black on, and I'm going to make the whole foot black like I did that bowl a while ago. So I'm going to be sort of careful there. And I get over the edge there a little bit. I'm not worried about it because later when I put color there, that color will blend with it a little bit and it won't be too bad. So I'm not worried about that at all. And I don't know how much of this foot I'm going to keep, so I had sanded it earlier. And now I'm going to put some stain on it just in case. And then I'm going to try to find my figure here again, starting about there. To about there. So let me get a little more on there. And my goal in a minute, I'm going to sand away 90% of this black. And I'm going to start with that 220, and if that 220 doesn't do it, I'm going to drop back down to like 180 or something. And I'm sort of going to feather this stuff, so if it doesn't come off there real nice, I don't have a sharp edge. So I'm sort of going to feather into that just a little bit. That figure is coming all the way out to there. So, and you can see some of that figure sticking through there. But as we sand this away, you're going to see more and more of it. And I'm thinking about, and I think I'm going to do it, I'm going to put a little bit of a rim on here so when it gets to the top, I can fade into a darker rim similar to that other bowl. But my goal is here, if I can, I want like 90% of that black on that rim to disappear. And I'm going to use that sandpaper to feather this color in and make it as close to what I want as possible. So it's time to make sure that dried. I have a heat gun. I'm going to turn this thing down to about 250. This is the Nova DVR XP. It supports about, I don't know, 4 or 5 presets. So I have presets set at 250, 500, 1000, 2000, and 3000. My number one thing I haven't been able to learn is don't get the heat gun so close to the wood. Keep it back here a foot away. It's plenty of heat. I've applied and reapplied a lot of lacquer finishes due to bubbling up my finish because of this silly heat gun. So maybe I should take a learning point from that and stop using the heat gun with anything I've sprayed on here. I'm sort of feeling it. Does it feel warm? Does it feel like it's drying? I think so.
Yeah, feels like it.
Does it feel like it to you, Dane?
Yeah, it does. It feels hot over here.
I got into the shop late. I have a up here, I have a mini split air conditioner heater that I did not turn on, and I'm working up a sweat. So we are, I think it was like 94 here or something today. I don't know, it was hot. And I'm in a garage and it's hot. So that last grit I used was 180. So I'm going to use that, it's reversed for you guys probably, but I'm going to use that 180 again.
No, that's all good.
I'm going to turn back up to about 1,000 RPM. Dust extractor. I do not have a good system like James has. I need to buy that. I sort of started where that rim is, and I'm trying to keep the rim dark but feather that side. And my goal is to get those stripes to pretty much stay black. I'm going to blend that foot right there where I sort of overshot a little bit. I'm not worried about if I get a little black off the foot. I want it to stay black, but later the color will fill that in, and it'll look like I did it on purpose. And trust me when I say I did not. And I'm actually, this right here is not bad, the way it stayed in there. I got rid of it, it totally sanded out in some places, but it's not bad. That's gonna reflect light in there pretty well when I put the color over it. This has stayed a little darker, but I'm going to lock this thing in place for a second, and I'm just going to attack that stuff. Let me move that down. I'm going to attack that to try to get it to what I want. You will know that my bowl is not round, and I will know my bowl is not round because of where I sanded it, but nobody else will. Now I'm ready to move up. Whoops. Tried to turn my lathe on, still have the spindle locked. This is 280. And I'm still going to sand that black foot, and I don't care if it gets a little bare in places. All part of the plan. Let's see what 400 does to it. Do you guys hear that dust extractor at all when it's on?
Just slightly, you can hear it. Just enough sound to where we know you're putting on a turning demo. It's great.
Yeah, it's not annoying.
This amount of black in there, it's a little less than what this bowl had, but not much. It's very similar to it. So hopefully when we put color on there, and the fact that I didn't put a lot of color where this one just got so dark, we're going to be able to keep some vibrant color when we go back to color. And I like to use the sky blue. The honey. No, that's not the one I want.
The plum's nice too.
The flame. And I'll tell you, I'm about halfway colorblind. When the flame and the ruby hit the paper towel, I can tell the difference between them. When they get onto the bowl, I can barely, if ever, tell the difference between them. So to me, I almost use them interchangeably. So maybe I've just got twice as much of one color. I don't know. Maybe Martin put the same color in both of them.
Hey Todd, one final time, can you state what kind of dyes you're using?
Sure. These dyes are the Hampshire Sheen Intrinsic dyes. They're not available anymore. You know, why don't we do this? Why don't we let me use a dye that people can buy.
Okay.
I love these intrinsics, but I'm going to get done and somebody's going to go, where can you buy that? And I'm going to go, guess what?
Right.
Martin closed up shop.
Right.
So another dye I like to use are the chestnut spirit stains. This is a black. This black would have looked the same as that black. No big difference. They've got
Are Nick Agar's dyes still available?
I don't know. I've got a nice yellow there. I've got this red. I'll tell you, they have two blues. The blue and the royal blue. The blue is like a teal. And if I'm going to put a red on there or something, I don't want that teal. So I'm going to use the royal blue. It's a little darker. And let's, I might use a little green, but truthfully, I'm going to put the blue and red on first, and then I'm going to come back with the yellow, and then I'm going to use the yellow to change some of the red to orange and some of the blue to green. And that's when I'll be trying to blend my colors so they are fairly subtle. And you can see how that interacted on this, going from a blue to a green to the yellow, and then from a red to an orange. There was no green or orange put on this bowl, so this is sort of my goal here, is to keep it bright, but pull out the figure. So I'm going to start with 3 colors. If we want to add another one later, as far as I know, there's no law against it. I'm in Texas, so I feel like I'm pretty safe doing what I want. I'm going to get me
Texas.
Thank you, Tim.
Amen.
So, you know, Tim and Billy are people that you see at SWAT all the time. Jim that's on here is at SWAT. Oh, goodness.
Bob
Carter.
Yeah, right there.
Gary.
James Carter. There's like
Gary
20
Hales.
people on here. I've had
Jim Duxbury, Dean Grimes.
I've had the pleasure multiple times to sit at a table full of those people at a Mexican restaurant for 3 hours talking wood.
Yep.
Joaquin Vincent.
Oh, I've sat right next to Joaquin 2 or 3 times. It's amazing the knowledge that I just sit there and try to soak up, get those guys to talk. It's just amazing. And as amazing as that is, when you get to SWAT, you're not going to have all these other people around that are like making background noise. You're going to have a group of people that are just amazing. And I don't know if it'll happen at Level Up, but at SWAT, it's my understanding, I've never taken part in it, but at night they'll like do an extended happy hour at the hotel. And a lot of people take part in that. I don't stick around for that part.
Oh, there'll be a fire pit, and then there's a full, huge bar at the resort, at the Hotel Mead, where everybody's going to be at.
I'm glad the feet of my recliner are up.
Is it getting a little thick there, Billy?
Oh, it's getting deep, man.
So, but that's one of the great things about a. Let's see, there's going to be quite a bit of figure below that and over here. I don't want the blue to use all of it up, so I'm trying to find places to put this blue and put it in a sort of a crazy pattern.
And I'm sure we'll be joined at the bar again this year by Martin Saban Smith.
Gosh, I'm about 80% sure he's coming.
He's told me he's coming.
He's told me he's coming, and then he told me, I don't know, a month or 2 ago, he wasn't real sure with everything changing in his business. But I said, look, you got to come, period. So Martin is a joy to be around. And man, if you use his products, he is not afraid to talk about them.
No, he ain't.
And that's a good thing. I'm not saying that in a bad way. That is like a good thing. So now I'm trying to sort of not have these colors touch in a lot of places, but maybe have them touch some places. But as I put this on, I'm trying to not contaminate my little rag with some of the blue and stuff when I go back to my bottle again. So I'm trying to keep my colors sort of pure right now. And in a minute, I'll combine those right there, and hopefully we'll come up with a nice little purple. And I might put a little right through there. Having little splots of the color here and there is not a bad thing. And maybe like right over, now that I'm sort of done, right over some of that blue, I will try to put some of that on there. And then go back to my blue one is still really wet. I can really feel it. And so I can go back in there and I can sort of feather that out into the blue in there. And where there's a sharp edge, I just work it a little longer and let it sort of do its thing.
Nice.
Same over here. I'm just going to feather those things together and maybe come back with the red a little bit. The darker colors seem to fade better than the others. But once I start doing this, if I decide I need more dye, I don't want to use this cloth that's going to have some blue in it, dipping it into this bottle. I want to be able to go back to a clean towel if I go back to the bottle now.
I want to contaminate.
Yeah, I don't want to cross-contaminate. I did that with my honey on the Intrinsics a long time ago. I had to buy a new bottle. And I don't want to do that. And I don't want to spill these, so I sort of try to keep the lids on them. And this is going to be yellow. Oh, it is not going to be yellow because I got red on it.
Baldwin Wade's going to be there again too.
Yes. And you know, Colin is an amazing demonstrator. We've been lucky enough at SWAT to have him there a couple of times.
Yep.
And he said something in a demo a couple of years ago that really impacted me. And it had to do with how he starts every bowl. And the The kicker, and I'm trying not to get that red yet. I don't want to be touching that red. And you can see I'm getting it on my paper, but where it's yellow, man, I want to keep that yellow. And I'm going to try to go through there with that yellow where I haven't touched it. What he said is he starts every bowl between centers.
Yep.
And then, and you notice tonight I did not. Wayne, the wood turner, talked me into using the Forstner bit, and I couldn't be happier with it because, and I know I would get better at it if I tried, but Colin can put that bowl on there, give it a little spin, and know exactly how out of center and whatnot it is, and he'll make 2 small adjustments, and that thing runs truer than my bowls do after I turn them. It's amazing watching him do that, and I really enjoyed hearing him talk about that and how he does it, but the few times I sit there, man, it takes me 15 minutes to do it. I'm just like,
I start
okay.
on mine between centers.
Yeah.
It's just practice.
It's just
Then
practice.
it becomes repetition. Then it's repetition.
Every bit of this is just practice.
Yep.
Right.
I'm going to go to a different yellow here because that one is really contaminated, and I want to. Can you see it on there? I mean, the yellow is really bright right now, and I'm really gonna mess with it. So
That yellow is bright.
This yellow from Chestnut, it's brighter than the honey from Intrinsic, from the Hampshire Sheen, but where that stuff isn't quite there yet, I got a new moist towel, and I'm going over that stuff again. And right now, I want to make sure everything has dye on it. I don't want anything to be left without dye right now. And then I'm going to, see it right here? Got a lot of stuff with no dye on it yet. So down the middle where there was that black is going to, it's crazy because you think I air dried the black and the black is dry, but that black over the next hour and a half or so is still going to mix with that yellow, and it's going to soften in there. It's crazy, but it does it every time. And I get to this point and I think, nope, it's not going to do it. That black is going to look nasty like that, and it's not going to clear itself up. And amazingly, it clears itself up every time. And it's a lot easier. You can see how I'm getting green here. Turn this thing to the red right there, and you can see how I'm getting some orange starting to show up. And it's way easier, in my experience, to blend from the dark to the lights. Gosh, that is too wet. Let me get over the red. Get rid of some of that stain on there. It's too wet right now to blend the way I want, but I want to start blending these colors together a little bit. And I'm okay if that yellow becomes just a very small little patch. It doesn't take much yellow to just stand out. You can see that my yellow is an eighth of the size of the rest of the colors. It just doesn't take much. And I'm even going to go from the yellow to the blue there a little bit and work that line, work that line, work that a little bit. Let me try this yellow again on a bright spot. Go across those. Sometimes I just have to work it a little bit. I don't like that sharp little corner. So I'm going to brush this blue across there as lightly as I can. Give me a little splash of green right there. That'll turn a nice green. Come over this red a little bit. I'll get a little bit of a purple off that red. And that little spot right there might look really neat in a second. So this is pretty harsh, so I'll just spend time there. And it's crazy. Well, you can see the green really starting to pop from that yellow. And I'll pull that over the blue a little more because I don't need that much blue. And it looks like I'm really softening that yellow up, but that yellow is going to stay pretty bright when we hit sanding sealer on it. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna look good there, Todd.
I'm sort of happy with it. This right there is,
Yeah.
that line right there is harder than I want. And like I said, the easiest way to get it is from the dark color to the light. But you just want to really just feather that stuff back over it. This towel is just too wet yet. Let me wipe a little bit of it off.
It absorbs a lot. It's like a sponge.
Right, and now you can see how that I can sort of get that line to disappear a little bit. And you would think you can see that brushing in there and it doesn't look great. But when you look at a finished piece, you don't notice that. Maybe it's maybe it's shine or whatnot. It looks like it's blended way more than it is. And it looks like it's just crazy on there in a crazy pattern. But that's what I like.
Once the sanding sealer goes on, that helps on blending the outlaying colors as well.
So you have two options now where we're at. I can hit it with the heat gun. I can drop down to about 500 RPM. And by 500, I mean 500 exactly. And I'm going to burnish those colors on there a little bit. You can see what's coming or not coming off of the towel.
Right.
But I want to sort of dry those up a little bit. And I'm blending a little.
And you got a sanding effect.
I want that stuff dry before I hit it with the sanding sealer. Now, when it comes to sanding sealer, a lot of times I use the Mylan's cellulose sanding sealer. And I put it on with the paper towel. And if you put it on with the paper towel, it starts picking up that color and moving it. And that can be a really good thing. But what's also happening is that color is getting into the sanding sealer itself as a layer more. So later, when you're sanding it off and whatnot, you're going to see that color because the sanding sealer has picked it up a little bit. If I use what used to be the Deft and now it's the Prolux, if I spray it on, I get to keep my colors closer to where they are right now. But this stuff is going to activate those colors again and they're going to move. And it's crazy. They'll move below the surface of this, it seems. Even after this is dry to the touch, I come back the next day, those colors have soaked in a little bit and mellowed. It's sort of wild.
Now, would it be beneficial to take the heat gun to it?
Oh, you mean this thing?
Yeah, that thing.
I just had to plug it in again.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I was doing while I was talking there. I was getting this plugged in.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I'm anything that generates a glow like that I think could start a fire, the second I'm finished with it, I unplug it and then I put it someplace in the shop where none of that stuff is touching anything else.
Right. After
And I
it
do
cools
it.
off, put plastic over it, put a little bag over it, rubber band.
Even if it's, yeah, right, because you also, when you turn this thing on, you don't want it pointed at your piece when you turn it on, because if there's dust in there, you're just throwing the dust on your piece.
Right.
And that's not bad right now because that piece was basically dry and I can just take a paper towel and wipe that dust off if it was there. But after you put that first coat of sanding sealer on there, if you were to hit it with this to try to dry that sanding sealer, guess what?
Yep, you're standing.
And I'm not opposed to, at this point, taking the scraper out, taking a 1/16 of an inch off of this thing and trying a different set of colors. I've done it 100 times. Yeah, so the first thing I do, I unplug that thing. Now I'm going to set it here on my stool. I don't trust
Safety.
it.
Safety,
And
safety.
rubber glove on this hand. No rubber glove on this hand. My wife will go, "What happened to you?" A lack of ability to learn.
Right. I hear you.
So, you know, about a month ago, 2 months ago, I got my first can of this Prolux, and the clear wood finish gloss had no bottle in it, no ball in it. Then I get the second one, and it's got a ball in it. And Jim, he's like, you know, well, he's the wizard. Jim Duxbury was like, well, it doesn't need a ball with that lacquer and that mixture and whatnot. And now it's got it in there. So I don't. But this is the stuff. It used to be Deft. And I put this stuff off with the lathe stopped. You see my nice shiny chuck? This chuck was covered in sanding sealer and lacquer a week ago. I put it in my sonic cleaner that I have for another hobby. That hobby requires putting holes in paper at about 20 feet. And but I put that thing in there, let it run for about 20 minutes, let it soak in that cleaner overnight, and all of it literally just peeled off. It turned white and just peeled off to what we're looking at right there, which is just a clear clean chuck again.
Something quicker. Spray it with easy off oven cleaner. Spray it, let it sit for 3 to 4 minutes, and then wipe it off with a paper towel.
Yeah, probably right. I'll have to give that a try.
100%. That's how I cleaned the front of my lathe off of all the dye and resin and super glue and whatever, you know, that had gunk up the side. And it just wiped right off.
It's about time for me to get a new sticker here. This one's.
I noticed that. You need a proper sticker on there now. You need to get one in high def color.
Hey, Tom, we know a guy who's got them.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh. I always give these a little squirt. I didn't clean up, man. There's a pile of shavings on this table, 6 inches thick. I just make a couple little squirts into that. I'm going to turn on my dust system, and my thought, this stuff dries fast, man. It's going to dry the touch in a minute or two. I figure it's dry before it hits that filter, and if it's not, that filter is covered with dust, and I'm good to go. And it takes a lot of it. I barely even smell this stuff when it's in here, but I normally will wear a mask, but right now I'm not going to. I'm going to do the Martin Saban Smith method. About a third of it, about a third of it, and about a third of it at about the width of my hand away. I'm going to hand turn it, do a third, 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 hand turn it, third, third, third. I'm going to wait about 45 seconds, and I'm going to do it again. I've made it all the way around. I'm going to give that a second. I can see where it's dry and where it's not already. That looks like tear out right there. You see it?
Yep.
I hit my camera. Dang it.
No, it's good. It took the tear out of view.
Hold on.
Move it back to your right.
A lot of that I'm seeing is sort of grain. It's just a little open, but that little spot right there, that's going to haunt me in this piece. But that's dry, so I'm going to go again. I'm sort of trying to get that foot a little bit because I feel like sometimes I don't get the foot, but I'm going to try to remove that color on the bottom. I'll probably remove that later. I ain't real worried about it. While that dries just a second, I feared I would mess this up, so I had pre-turned a blank to put on there if I messed this up, but I think I'm in good shape so far. Tried to be prepared. Okay, we're going to do one more coat. I'm looking for places where it flashed off there real quick.
Right there with your yellow and red.
All right. And I'm just hitting it a little more where it flashed off. If you don't put enough of the sanding sealer on, you're going to have to put another 4 or 5 coats of lacquer on to make up for it. So, if I grab my heat gun and I stay way far away, heat gun's out of the picture. It's 15 inches away on low. Spinning at 500. Okay. A white scrubby pad. Really light touch. Just any denibbing that's in there that needs to be done. Not doing it on these clean spots. You can see I'm not doing anything that's pulling up color or anything. I'm using very light touch. And if I was successful, when this comes back off of there, it's probably going to look dull. It's not going to look as bright as it did, shiny as it did a minute ago. That's not the best, but that's okay. I'm going to hit it with lacquer. Dust collector's still on. I don't want that sitting there. And I'm going to do the same thing. Get that foot. Get the top of it. Make sure I've got it around that corner. That'll dry pretty quick. It's starting to have a little bit of a shine. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Can you see the purple is showing up right through here? Purple right through there. Got a little orange showing up. green in places now around it. Green over here, little streaks of yellow that just make little accents. It's starting to look the way I like them to look. And I know my taste isn't for everyone, because a lot of people go, you just messed up a nice piece of wood. But it was my wood. Okay, I'm going to do a little more lacquer. So this needs to sit a little bit, and I'll white scrubby it, and I'll do 2 more coats of lacquer, let it sit by a little bit. I mean, it needs an hour or 2. Right now, if I take to the lacquer for whatever reason, and maybe Jim Duxbury or somebody could tell us why, but the lacquer, if I take that white scrubby to it after 5 minutes like I did with the sanding sealer, it's going to mess it up. So I let it sit a little while and then hit it with 2 more coats, let it sit, white scrubby it. And I like to do a finish up to this point, go to lunch, put a couple more coats on it, do something else in the shop for an hour, white scrubby it again, and then flip that thing around and turn it. But I think that's my color demo. I'm not sure I want to flip it around. So, and what it's already 8:25. Would I take an hour and 10 minutes?
Yeah,
it's not.
Todd, can you move the
25.
Todd, can you move the overhead camera about 3 inches to the right of the headstock?
Or move the. Yeah,
Right
there
there.
you go.
There you go. That works.
Yeah, you can see both sides of it now, and you can see how the colors are starting to. They're still shifting. Man, I'm getting a really nice purple right there where that red and blue came together.
Yeah, it's good looking.
And
yeah,
you can see some good orange formed around that yellow. Boy, that's just dark right there. That's a lot of nothing. But I'm pretty happy with it. It's going to be really similar to what this one did.
Right.
Those lines will soften a little bit, and it's basically going to be this. Of course, this one has a laser engraved logo on the bottom of it.
Was that done with a laser pecker, Todd?
I can't remember. Let me see. Yeah, so I have the laser pecker.
Look at there. There's a laser pecker. Laser pecker in the house, folks.
I took a piece of this was a little cutoff of what started out as a baseball bat blank.
Yep.
And I hollowed it out, put a hole in the middle of it. Down to here, it's hollowed at the thickness plus a little bit for that, and then starting about there, so I've got a shelf for it to stop on, and center it, and then a good place for it to access that cable in there. They're not cord. Right. They're not real big. They're
that's all it takes.
That's all it takes. And then what I did was I inserted a little knurled 3/8 inch 3/8 by 16th thread insert in there that matches the bottle stopper insert from Carl at Niles Bottle Stopper.
Niles Bottle Stoppers.
And so if I need to make a bottle stopper, I just take it off and put this on in the lathe and make it. But otherwise, I just and see how I've got a little indent there.
Oh, it is.
When I do my bottle stoppers, This the bottle stopper mandrel here. I've got a bit that is about a 32nd of an inch, slightly bigger than that I taper that in. So when you actually screw a bottle stopper in, that seam disappears. You're never going to see any light or anything in there because I barely cover that end. So this has that same thing in there. Now I throw that in my tailstock, and it doesn't quite center, but in the app you just move it a little bit, boom, you're right there, and you're ready to go. And I've said before on here, but I'll say again, I bought mine as a factory refurbished on eBay. It said 180 or something like that. I don't know. It's been 180 or best offer. So I said, okay, let's try it. I put in 155, submitted the offer, and they accepted it. So $155, and I love it. It just it takes like 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes for it to do a little logo like that. It's fast. It's great.
It's so simple to use. A caveman can do it.
You would think, Dane. You would think.
Will you do a demo on it, Dane?
A caveman from West Virginia.
You know what? If I had to break out my laser pecker, I could do a demo on it, guaranteed, because I have learned so much over the years from you guys.
All right, put his name down.
It has been years, hasn't it?
Put your name down, Dan. Put your name down.
It has been years. It's going on 5 years. 5 years.
He's gonna put it on eBay.
I'm looking for that little.
Don't use it. It'll lose its value.
I'm looking on my camera for that little piece of tear out. Man, I don't see it.
Maybe the lacquer fixed it.
It'll fill in, and light reflection does crazy things.
Yeah.
I think I got away with one, maybe.
When you do your logo with the laser pecker, what's power and depth settings do you use?
Oh, that is like the best question. So when you plug it in, I don't know if let me see if I pull it up and I'll show you, because I've had great success. I don't think I can get to that screen unless I plug this thing in.
Yeah, you got to be plugged in. I know that.
Well, the app won't. The app won't.
And it only works on your cell phone.
I think it'll work.
You can't plug it into a computer.
So I think it'll work on my iPad too, but it won't let me to that screen if I'm not if it's not powered on. So
you got to have your Bluetooth on.
Okay, let me see if I can kill lights and make this show up better or worse. Let me see if.
Oh my God.
Okay, so here we go. So when you start the app up, there's a how you're going to get your image. This one says album, and so I go there to album, and I select my logo.
And you can import your logos and your photos and whatnot into that album there too.
Yep,
right?
Right out of my photo app on my phone. So if I can get it in the photo app, I can get it here.
I'm telling you, all I got to do is take mine out, plug it in, and use it. I know how to use it. Go ahead, Todd.
So that's good. So now I'm at this screen, which it allows you to invert the image or something if you need it. I just click next, and it takes you to this one. You can add text in there. You can change the crop. You could maybe erase part of the image. Mine's set, so I hit next. Now this is the screen that's important, and man, it's. Let's see. If you look at the tails, let me see if I can.
Yeah, bring up the tailstock. Make that the main one.
So.
Yep.
Here we go. Right there. Right there, I put in my dimensions, and it doesn't matter what I put in there, and I'll tell you why in a second. 55 or something. It mirrors it to the height and width of the image, because I'm going to select off of it and then I'm going to hit next. And when I get to next, it's going to say, it errors out every time. It's throwing a message up, says this isn't connected to a device. Okay. And it pops up an error message. And as soon as I click OK on it, it comes back and goes, hey, you're connected. And now I've got to enter in my sizes again. So I do metric, and a lot of times, like that small bowl, that was like 37 millimeters. So I put that in, and it goes into both, and my image is square. Now, an important thing for me is up here there's resolution, and there's 3 options: a 1K, a 1.3, and a 2K. And that's just like a picture on a digital camera. What's your resolution? It's like screen resolution. Do you want, 1,000 dots per inch, or do you want 2,000 dots per inch? If you go up here and you select the 2K, it's going to take twice as long to burn it, but it's going to be a clearer image, and it's going to burn deeper with those settings, because it's going to fire more often. It's going to fire twice as often as it did at the 1,000. So I do that, and then let's see. Now I can click preview. And what the preview does is it's going to fire the laser and I can move it around on the screen by moving it. You can move the image around with your finger, and if this thing was in my tailstock, which it's not, it would be putting up a little square there. I can get it exactly where I want it. So I get it where I want it, and I might have to change the laser brightness, because you got to be able to see where it's painting that square.
Right.
So you move that around. You move that around with the image. So I'm moving
Can you go
it
ahead
around
and,
the screen.
hey, Todd, go ahead and put it in your tailstock.
I don't have the tailstock on here right again.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, you say quit preview when you have it where you want it. And now you click next. And it sends the image to the device. And now this is the screen that he asked about. It has a material, a power, and a depth. I had originally set my material to wood, the power to 100%, and the depth to 30%, and I do one pass. And you do that pass at 200 millimeters. Measured out, you got to be 200 millimeters from the surface to the laser.
That's 8 inches.
That's 8 inches. So then you hit start, and it'll start firing away. And it's not going to be a weak signal like it was a second ago when we were previewing. It's going to be burning. And for me, on all of mine, I get what I want with one pass, with 100% wood, and the depth of 30%.
Thank you very much.
It works great on my. I'm happy with it on just every one of them. I think I did a piece of walnut a couple of weeks ago, and the walnut was because walnut's quite dark. That one pass didn't look great. So when it was finished, I just said repeat, and it just did it again in the same place. So I ran the settings twice, making sure I didn't touch my tailstock or the piece. And I just reran it, and it reran it exactly where it was before and darkened it up for me.
How deep will that burn?
I don't know. It's not a powerful laser, but I imagine if I set it to 100% power, 100% depth, and ran it 4 or 5 times, it might make its way through a 32nd of an inch or something. 64.
Okay. It'll make it through. It'll make it through 1/8 of an inch.
Will it?
At that? Yeah. I did a little test. I've got some 1/8 inch of balsa wood, and 2 passes at 100 went through it.
Yeah, it's deep enough to where I can feel it. And if I wanted to come back over that and like paint in it and then sand that surface, I could put an acrylic paint in there or something and change the color of that logo with 2 passes at 30%, probably just 1 pass at 60%. And then sand it off and have a different colored logo. It's enough for that. But if you were thinking that you would use it to cut something like that little tray I showed you before, or
Yeah,
this is like
it's not a cutter.
inch.
It's not a cutter.
This is not the tool for that. It's
So I know Joe Gibson's been using it to cut leather rounds and rubber stamp material.
Yeah, that
Joe
stuff
can talk about that.
Yeah, that stuff probably cuts a little easier than a hardwood.
Right.
That balsa wood's probably pretty soft and cuts easy. Yeah. So
yeah, it's a powerful tool.
That's dry to the touch now and looking pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
So
it does.
But when that comes off of there, after I do the stuff I was talking about,
Yes.
You're here, and I will take 800 grit sandpaper, or maybe 1,000 little sandpaper, and I will wet sand it by hand everywhere. Well, you can see it's leaving little marks. I haven't done it to this one yet. I'll wet sand it everywhere. And then once I've wet sanded it, if I still see any pitting or anything that didn't come off of there easy, I'll clean this up. It has to be cured, man. I'm talking more than 24 hours. I will take water or isopropyl alcohol or something, and I'll clean it off, and then I'll hit it with another coat of lacquer. And let me tell you, that last coat of lacquer right there makes all the difference. You get rid of any little pits and whatever with that 800. And then after that last coat of lacquer, I come back with like the white Yorkshire grit, right? The white stuff.
Yep.
And buff the heck out of it, and then that's when
your last coat of lacquer, that's pretty light, right? You're not doing it as heavy as you did the other coats.
Oh yeah, crazy light. I don't want to introduce any orange peeling or anything like that into it, so I'm pretty far away. Really light coat. My goal is to just put a fresh coat on there that I'm going to buff, and then you get something that just this one shines great. That bowl I showed earlier. So that's, but you have to let it sit a day. If you don't let it sit, and if that lacquer is not cured, in my experience, because I'm no expert, but in my experience, you're not going to like your results. I didn't like mine. Mm-hmm. This was going to be the demo piece for me if everything failed. And then I dropped it. And so there's 2 big dents right here, and a scuff over here on the side somewhere. So, right here. So I'll probably take the finish off this and redo it. And it was going to be a potpourri bowl on the top. And it still will be, but it's going to get a new finish. And that's fine with me. I'm okay with that. I don't make stuff to sell. And I don't care if it takes me an hour to make a bowl. I spent an hour and 20 minutes to get to this point today. I don't care if it takes me an hour and 20 minutes to get there or if it takes me all day.
Right.
I just like doing it. I sit there and fart with it and do it until I'm tired of doing it. And once I get to a point where I think I can live with it, I move to the next step. And I'm ready to move to the next step on this one. I think it turned out really nice. So.
Yeah, you did a good job. Real good job, Todd.
Turned out really well.
Yeah, Todd.
Yeah. Great demo, Todd.
Oh well, thank you. This is my first Worldwide Woodturners demo, and there were
Yes, it is.
80 people on here, and I only lost 20 of them. Not bad.
First of many demos to come. I appreciate it.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot tonight, Todd. Thank you.
Well, Al, I know you've asked questions about it a bunch of times, and so I thought, well, I'll try to keep Al's questions in mind as I as I
Yeah,
presented.
and you did. Yes, you did. You did. You answered. That's
so
good. No, really. Thank you.
so really happy.
We
So
can
it
we
was
can
nice.
call Al, we can call Al the demo inspirer.
I know.
There
Isn't
we
that
go.
something?
Yeah.
No,
We appreciate you, Al.
no. I'll tell you what. I mean, the whole evening was very enjoyable, Todd. Really, thanks.
And I love doing color, and I love doing different types of color. And I have a totally different process when it comes to doing like ash and the way I color and embellish ash than I do the others. And if you guys want to see that someday, I'll do it for you guys someday. But I got to tell you, there's been people that come on here that have done color that have inspired the heck out of me. This group is amazing.
Yeah,
So,
thanks, Todd.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
The group is amazing because it's made up of like-minded people like you and Al and Billy and Brent and Carl and Scott and Patrick and et al. You know, Sue and Sandy. I mean, there's just so many. You know, everybody is the reason why we're here, and that's the reason why we keep coming back every week, and that's the reason why we keep doing this.
Tim, should I put it right here? Is that where you want? Tim
Yes,
said
sir.
I need a club patch. And I'll tell
Yes.
you, I see so many people on here all the time, and I see them in when other people are doing live streams and whatnot. I see from the comments, it's crazy how many people show up and support this community. It's just amazing.
It is. It's nice.
We know what we're
It's a
talking
good
about
thing.
at SWAT, Todd.
I'm sorry?
We know what we're talking about at SWAT.
Yeah.
This dying stuff. I'm telling you, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And if you're on this call and able to go to SWAT and you haven't gone before, come. You know, Billy and some of the guys, they put signs on the table for lunch and dinner and whatnot, and we get together and we communicate to go across the street and eat together. It takes 2 20-foot tables to take us in.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, and man, I got to sit right next to Joaquin 2 or 3 times. I got to sit next to him at the banquet twice. I got to sit next to him at the Mexican dinner. And it's him and his wife. They are amazing people.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Billy. Yeah. Billy tipped back a few with me.
Yeah, it's a great community.
Just show up, you know, even if you show up like Bob Grinstead does, like I'm planning on doing this year, you know, see the vendors, see the gallery, check things out, and hang out for lunch.
Tim, as an example of community, Tim showed up 2 years ago with a pickup truck full of wood.
Yes.
And invited everybody to come out and take what they wanted.
Yep.
Amazing.
Tim's a great guy. Tim will
Amazing.
drive. Tim drives 2,000 miles, and he'll stop here in Tucson, and I'll meet Tim, and we'll swap wood.
Yeah,
I
amazing.
mean, it's fantastic, you know. When he's
Yeah.
you know Dave George coming down from Minnesota, when he comes down through, he calls me up and says, "Hey, I'm an hour from your house." I'm like, "Oh, let me go dust and vacuum real quick here, you know, blow the dust out, you know."
If you haven't
he
been to
brings
SWAT,
me. No, I have not been to SWAT yet.
if you haven't been to SWAT and you're impressed by the gallery here, show up at SWAT because they have a gallery there, and the people that are showing you stuff here bring their stuff, and it is incredible how much better it looks in person.
Speaking of which, for those that are coming to level up, at least bring at least one piece up to level up.
For a gallery.
Bring at least one piece for the gallery up there.
It's the gallery.
Yep.
I saw Gary's pieces a couple of years ago. They were amazing. Billy brings amazing pieces. Jim Duxbury and his wife.
Yeah.
You're going to bring 2 pieces to level up. One to show and one to auction off, so that some of the rest of us can
there
get
we
your
go.
work.
There you go.
Right.
Cool.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Bring two pieces that way, or you can auction off both pieces.
Yep.
Whichever.
But the proceeds will
We're
go to
easy.
help this club.
Yep. So, well, once again, Todd,
Dane,
fantastic demo.
Dane, you need to come to SWAT. You haven't seen Brent's stuff up close and personal. Brent, his stuff's great when it's close.
I know.
Yeah, it is.
But
Hey,
I will
Brent, are
love
you coming to Speaking of which, Brent, are you coming to Level Up again this year? I mean, to SWAT.
I'm debating on it. I don't know how the calendar works out relative to Level Up and such. So
Yeah, well, yeah, but if it's 3-4 weeks in between, that's enough.
I might. We'll see. I'm retired now, so I have the time. So
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's all about matter.
I'll second what Gary said. Brent's stuff up close and personal will blow your mind.
Oh,
I
my
know,
stuff
right?
is
Yeah,
my
it
stuff
will.
is nothing compared to some of you guys' stuff. So I was blown away at SWAT last year at the quality of a lot of you guys' work. So
Yeah, that's great.
And
Yeah,
all,
all
the
right. So
all the Joaquin's birds, when you see them, yeah. Well, you know,
Right.
we've seen one or two here and there, but when he puts a whole bunch of them on the table, or
when he puts a flock out,
Jim and Rita Duxbury stuff all in a table.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, dang, you've been missing it, brother.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
one of these
it's
years.
been almost 2 years since Rita demoed those lighthouses.
Yeah.
Every time I see a log, I still see a lighthouse. Every time.
Yeah, me too.
Well, all right. Well, hey guys, we got 10 minutes. We got a couple late comers. I know there's something by Howard that I want to see. So Matt, let's get the last couple galleries in.
We'll go right to Howard.
Howard.
Unmute.
There you are.
What you got,
We got
buddy?
you, buddy.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Quickly, I got a little vase here. Oh yeah.
Just
And,
a little vase. Look at
little
that.
vase.
Oh, that's nice.
It's
Bless.
it's chocolate ambrosia maple. Chocolate means it's just full of chocolate color.
Yeah,
So
really pretty.
anyway,
Wow.
I was talking about
How-
form. Pardon?
What did you use to hollow that with, Howard?
I got a Jameson hollowing outfit. Well, I start with a Trent Bosch hollowing outfit, and it's pretty good to about right there. And to finish it out, I use that Jameson on it. So anyway, it's got oil finish, coat of wax, but yeah, I really like the figure in this.
Yeah, that's great.
Just beautiful.
Beautiful figure.
Yeah,
Beautiful
it
figure in the wood. Yeah.
Awesome.
Did you
How deep
get
is
your
that hollow?
alcohol dip dry on it?
Yes.
How deep is that hollow?
Almost to the neck here.
So that's got to be what, 14, 16 inches?
About 11 inches.
That's still, that's a
Okay.
chore.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a lot of
short.
hollowing.
Yeah, it's short.
Do you just have the 5/8 Trent Bosch?
Do what?
Do you just have the 5/8 inch Trent Bosch?
I have the stabilizer, and I think it's 5/8. Yes.
Okay.
And I do not have the TV camera. I just got the laser.
Yeah.
I'm getting down where I don't even use the laser anymore. I just keep measuring thickness as I go down. And the laser's nice. I mean, it basically can get you, there, but I just hadn't never used a laser too much. So,
Okay.
Very
but
cool.
I really
Howard.
I like the color and everything. Anyway, that's all.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thank you, Howard.
Thank you, Howard.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, okay. I see your shape. And I see how the base is right now. So you did the whole thing, and then you started hollowing, or your outside was completely finished.
Yeah, I get the outside sanded up to like 400-600.
But I'm saying, okay, so then you felt comfortable enough to go inside and being as thin where your fingers are right now.
Well, you got to get the outside like you want, because the all the mass inside is holding it together. Once you take that inside mass out, it's gonna warp and change shape a little bit. Okay, but it was real dry. I had it real dry. Probably down less than 10%. So,
I think he's asking if you leave the bulk around the neck at the bottom.
Yes, Matt. Yes, that part. Just a
Oh,
little
this?
bit. Yeah, I was saying.
no, I get the shape all the way.
Okay, good for you.
Okay. Yeah.
And to help take some of the torque out of maybe breaking this off if you get too thin. I got a steady rest. I have a steady rest on this.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
And that really takes care of all the torque, sideways torque going in.
Right.
On it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
very nice, Howard. Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
I'm with Howard. I do the same thing. I go down to my final base, final shape, and it's just use the steady rest, and you're hollowing, you're going to use small cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to get too crazy when you get.
No, you don't be hollowing them.
It's down about 9 inches. I mean, that's a lot.
You don't be hogging the wood.
No. Of
Who's
course
next,
not.
Matt?
Joaquin's next.
Thanks,
hey, Joaquin.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know why I always have to follow Matt. I mean Howard. You know what? I always follow this guy.
So you guys come in late, and you're
because you always come in late.
Yeah, but I could follow somebody else besides him. But anyway, great. I don't know about the rest of y'all. If you've got a problem like ADD, I have got several pieces on the lathe or out there in a chuck or something I hadn't finished, and I said, "What are you going to show tonight?" And I thought, I'll show some a Texas Ebony, a series of a few pieces, just to introduce some of y'all to the Texas Ebony. It's really a hardwood, but it always turns out. So this is just a branch, and it's
it's pretty.
Oh my God!
That's gorgeous.
Lovely.
It's got cracks in it, but like I say, it's just a branch there drying with cracks and sort of. Well, it'll make a weed vase.
Yeah.
My God, beautiful weed vase.
Yeah. And this one here's got about 3 or 4 cracks in it. But there's little spots that pop out into it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Really pretty wood.
Again, where's
beautiful.
it called? Again, where's that
Texas
called?
Ebony.
Texas
Ebony.
What's your finish there, Joaquin?
Lacquer.
Okay, it's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Let's see. This is probably one of the first ones I did out of it. With
wow,
ring.
Pretty.
Yeah, and it's got a part of the bark left there, but I didn't see anything wrong with that.
No, not at all.
Nothing wrong with it at all.
Joaquin, they're
Beautiful
all
work.
Those rings look great, Joaquin.
Oh, thank you.
Goodness. So how much of that can I get for Maple at Level Up?
I haven't only got small pieces like this.
I'm goofing.
But they'd be cracked. And so actually this was the very first one I did. It's a natural edge bow.
Beautiful.
Look where it dried and it's separated from the wood.
Yeah. Yeah.
I left it that way. I said, the heck with it.
I don't blame you.
Wow. Yeah.
But check out this scene right here.
Wow.
It looks like a desert scene with a cactus.
Hey, it looks like
It does. It totally does.
It is.
Yeah, it looks like one of my swirls.
Looks like
Yeah.
the sun's setting behind that cactus.
Right,
Yes, it does.
exactly. Pretty.
Beautiful.
I had to do when I was doing the birdhouses, I had to do a birdhouse.
Oh, mercy.
Yeah.
What are you finishing with this, Joaquin? What
Lacquer.
are your finishes? Lacquer, okay.
Yeah, when I was doing production turning and all that stuff, lacquer was the quickest thing I could get something on the shelf, and I've just stayed with it. Back when we did custom cars, lacquer is what you put on your car, about 20 coats.
Right.
In no time. And I've just stayed with that procedure, and that's what I do everything with.
Very cool. Nice work, Joaquin. Beautiful pieces.
Really?
You're welcome.
My goodness.
Fantastic work.
All right,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks
Next
for
up is
sharing.
Dennis. It's Dennis. Hey, Dennis.
Dennis, look at
Hello,
that hat.
everybody. Sorry I came in late, but so I had a piece of walnut that was offset, so I had some bark on it. So I don't know if you can see it. It sits kind of like that.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
And
I love the grain and the shape.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's funky. I like it.
got a little knot in there, but I don't know if you can see it that well.
Oh
The
yeah,
green's
yeah,
pretty
you
cool.
can see it. That's
Yeah.
cool the way you did that.
What
Yeah.
is it, Dennis?
Very-
What kind of wood?
Walnut.
Wow.
So,
Very interesting.
Yeah, good job.
yeah, I was going to try to
Oh,
make it,
that's
a 3
really
point
nice
out of it,
idea.
but I got a 2 point. So
That's
It's really
fun. That's
organic
fun.
though. Yeah,
That's pretty.
I like it.
Nice idea.
That looks
Pretty
great.
job.
thank you.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you. All right,
All right.
Dane, that's it. That's it. Going back to you.
Very good. Well, that takes us to the top of the hour. Wow, we still got 50 people hanging out with us. We must be doing something right. Must be a cool destination on a Wednesday night. We had a high of 97 people on tonight. Can you believe that, folks?
That's
On a
what-
Wednesday night.
Nice.
You
Very
you
nice.
can't, you can't beat that with a stick. Unless we have, on other nights when we have like 115, it's just great. So everybody, thanks for hanging out. Don't forget we got our YouTube channel. We just updated the logo to, look like our logo. So don't think anything happened to the channel. It's still the same great channel. I shared the link in the chat earlier. Most of you already got it there, but if you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. It's going to help us out. Level Up's coming, folks. We got August, July, June, and we're already into May. We're halfway through May. We got 4 months, and Level Up is going to be here before we know it. I know a lot of people are planning on coming. Classes are filling up because we've got a lot of registrations already. So some of the classes you may be wanting to take, you're not going to be able to take because they've already been booked. And jump on there and take a look. We got extra lays. We do plan on adding some extra lays to certain classes, but you got to get registered and signed up for the various classes. You can take 4 classes a day, 3 days a week.
How many registrants we got so far?
I think we're sitting right around 30, if I remember right, when I was looking the other day. So, things are coming along really well. Can't complain. Obviously the event is 100% full go. Looking forward to it. A
I
lot
hope
of people
some of those lays are going to be set up for those of us that are short in stature.
like 5 foot and a bit.
Yeah, I'm only 5'6", so I can't be set up for somebody that's 6 foot tall.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
bring
figure
some
something
knee.
out for the
We'll bring
shorties.
some knee pads.
Right? Yep.
Tim's calling himself short. That guy is built like a brick.
We are going to try and accommodate for all sizes. So, do what we can do, it's
Yeah, and
if you're worried about it, bring stilts.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Or platform shoes,
And of
So-
course, I'm not going to want to go back to my own lathe because my lathe doesn't have all the features that the lathe you're going to have.
Yeah, we can't help you with the lathe envy. That's on
Right.
you.
I know,
Yeah. So
but
it's
I'm going to
gonna,
have to go back to manual speed changes and stuff when I get home.
well,
Oh, the pain.
And there's nothing I can do about it.
well, who knows?
We all started somewhere. And
Right.
Yeah, but I've been using
Yeah.
this same
A very
Turncrafter lathe for
You guys are killing me.
16 years.
So what you're saying is it's like an old shoe or something you're used to it, eh?
Right.
Yeah, I'd like to upgrade, but it's not in the budget.
Right. Yeah, I
Yep,
hear
yep.
you, buddy. I hear
I
you.
hear
A lot
that.
of people were in that boat. A lot of people were in that boat. I'd like to upgrade too, but it's not in my budget either.
You
Use
don't
some of
need
that
to
rusty
upgrade.
money.
Looking at that Powermatic unit back there, Dane.
I'm sorry I had to say that. But hey, yeah, I know, I hear you. But anyhow, I'm glad Dale's coming to level up. I'm excited to meet him, and there's a bunch of people that are coming up to level up, and just for the camaraderie. Even if we don't do anything, you know, hell freezes over up there. At least we'll all be there, and we'll all be able to have fun with each other. So, but that won't be the
Well,
case. It's
believe
going to be
me,
some
at
great
night
turning
during
events.
dinner, I'm going to be sitting there listening to all you guys talking. Hopefully, my old brain can take some of it in and remember it when I get home.
Oh, you will. And, I'm sure we'll have a little bit of YouTube, video action going on, and it being recorded in perpetuity. And we'll put it on the YouTube channel, and we'll go from there. It's we're all playing it by ear on everything that's going to take place up there. We got a static. We got the basis of what we plan on doing. But keep hearing me throw out the word freestyle. Everything is not hard and set. We're going to be able to move nimbly based upon whatever is going on up there. And so we started at the get-go of having this flexibility, and we plan on having that flexibility while we're up there as well. So
Yeah,
what max did y'all come up with, Dane?
What?
Maximum restoration. What's your number, stopping number?
Right now, I've kind of like done away with the stopping number. If we get 100 people, that'd be a horrible problem that we would have to deal with. But we will figure it out.
Gotcha.
That would be a good problem to have.
My problem was there were so many classes I wanted to take, and I had to decide which one were more important to me. And I decided some of them to improve my turning skills were more important than others.
So good.
Right.
Well, the beauty of this is going to be is if you've got questions or something, at 5 p.m. all the classes are done. You want to talk to something, you want to work through something on the lathe with somebody. We'll just go hang out on a couple of lathes and work through it.
Right. Yeah. Because after the classes stop, we're still going to leave session, leave time open, for 2 hours, to where, like you're saying, Dale, I want to have, I want to learn how to make beads better. I want, hey, Dane, can you show me how to make beads better with a skew? Or, hey, Dane, can you do this with a spindle gouge and just work with me on this? There will be time to do that each evening. And then Saturday, we've got a different setup where there's going to be additional lathes available for, what I'm calling the freestyle, where people can get together, based upon prior evenings conversations or prior 2 evenings conversations. Hey, I want to see somebody do this. And we will be able to do that. So like I said, it's being real flexible on what we're able to do, what we plan on being able to provide, as opposed to anything that's been done anywhere else in the world. So
yeah,
now it's just, now, it's a lot of good talk and everything like that. We got a lot of great coaches, that are going to be there. And there's absolutely no reason why we will not be successful at doing this. All we need is the people. We got part of the people, and we need more people coming.
Yeah, I don't use my skew as much as I would like because I don't do a lot of spindle turning for one. And I'm not as comfortable as I'd like to be with my skew anyway. And when I do, anytime I do try to use it, I inevitably end up getting catches.
Right.
So,
well, keep in mind,
You'll
you
be
make
wired,
you
man.
make finials, so you do spindle work, and it's hard to beat. It is hard to beat that skew, because that skew is, in my opinion, is nothing more than a properly tuned 5.5 block plane. And you got that thing sharpened, you got that iron flattened, and you got it sharpened right. and you're going down a block of wood, and that little thin piece of wood is coming off that you can see through, you can do the same thing with your skew, except they're just little curlicues.
And Dane's
in our
gonna be
free time,
teaching
I want
skew
somebody
classes.
that's good with it to show me what I'm doing wrong.
Okay. Do what, Gary?
Yeah.
I said, and Dane's gonna be teaching skew classes.
Well,
You know,
I can teach. I can
there's a
teach.
lot of us that can.
I won't be teaching a skew class, but I will teach what I do with a skew. I am. There are far more people better at using the skew than I am, but I can cut backwards with a skew and make a real nice curlicue.
Well, I just might bring my 5.5-inch plane so you can help me tune it up.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, keep in mind that a catch is almost always a tool presentation issue. So understanding the tool and how it works with the wood.
What's the biggest part is the mechanics, the presentation. And how it, understanding how it's sharpened and how you're going to present that bevel to the wood, and the angle that you're presenting it to, and the aggressiveness that you're presenting it to. That's all. Those three things is what causes a catch. And a catch with a skew is the least dramatic, even though it looks all wicked and everything because it does a backward spiral. At least it doesn't blow up your piece, unlike a bowl gouge or a spindle gouge. When you're working on a block of wood, it blows up the piece or knocks it out of your chuck.
Hey, one thing, folks, when you're working with a skew, you're never going to get good at it unless you practice. And if you're worried about messing up a piece of wood, you're not going to practice. So grab you a limb off the neighbor's tree. You can get that after midnight when they're not looking. Cut it in.
They don't care after midnight.
Yeah, cut it into
That's
little
a written
pieces,
rule.
put it on the lathe, and make toothpicks.
That's written in city code.
Exactly. Anything after midnight doesn't count.
Well, even one of the best finial makers I know of doesn't use a skew, and that's Cindy Drozda. She admits she doesn't use a skew.
Should go watch Steve Jones. Watch it. Whenever I want to do delicate skew work, I go look at some of his videos before I go in the shop.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Same
Are crazy. Go watch Richard Finley.
Yeah, the reality
Okay, guys.
is,
Well, I gotta go, so I'll see you next week.
yeah, the reality is
Dale.
you don't
Take
have
care,
to
Dale.
use a skew, but it does make a lot of jobs easier.
Yeah,
it does. And
I know
there,
at least nice to finish with any tool.
Once you get good at it, and you're able to get that nice clean finish, when you hit it with sandpaper is only going to screw up that finish because you'll never get back to that nice clean sheen wood cut that came off that tool.
When you get good with it, it's the easiest tool that you've got to use.
Right. And that's why I hearken it back to the block plane, a 5.5 block plane, because it's the same thing will fit. You plane down a nice piece of bird's eye maple and you hit, for a jewelry box, and then you turn around and hit that with 400 sandpaper, you just screwed up the finish and you'll never get it back.
Yeah. Guys, I'm fixing to change locations. If I lose you, I'll get back on here in a few minutes.
Okay.
Well, if you send me some money via Zelle, I'll let you back on.
You'll let me back on, okay?
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, put it on I don't know, put it on somebody else's bill. I'm broke.
All right, we can do that too, buddy.
You can put it on mine on account ain't nothing there anyway.
Yeah, there you go. Put it on Dean's bill.
There we go.
Charge it to the dust and let the rain settle it.
Nothing from nothing sounds about like nothing, right?
Exactly.
All right. Well, with that,
How
folks,
are
we'll
them
call
blueberries coming?
Hey, we'll call this demarcation point of domain meeting 712.